All right, we're ready to go with the AlphaFrog Invitational here. I've got Tristan Wild LaRue here with me to commentate. Today we're going to be watching a cube draft with LSV, Luis Salvatto, and Eli Kassis versus Nathan Steuer, Karl Sarap, and Stefan Schutz. Should be a great show. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. You ready to watch some high stakes cube action, Tristan?
Yeah, it should be cool. I think I don't know. This is the dream. Get to play vintage cube. Usually you don't get to play it for anything, but now everyone's reputation is on the line here.
This is probably one of the best rosters you could get for a team draft, I think. So I'm excited to get things underway. Let's check in with our players here. I think they're ready to draft.
I don't know if they're actually real stakes, but I'm sure whoever loses is gonna get bullied endlessly.
Oh, definitely. This is for all the bragging rights in the draft server.
Yeah.
There's already been some friendly banter between the teams about who's gonna win. Once we get everybody here. Lost the stream. Whoops. Hold on a second.
That's fine. We can kill him. I need to pop out Twitch chat. Most important part.
All right, we're back. We got there.
Okay.
Okay, everybody's ready to go. Let's start.
Nice.
Probably have to move this around so we can actually.
Oh yeah, can you put us?
There we go. That's better. So, what stands out to you from this pack?
Yeah, so I think the sort of classical, probably Ancient Tomb, I think is probably what most people would maybe rate the highest, and if we were kind of doing the most standard stuff. I don't know if that's how you feel. I think for me, I think Preordain would be a consideration. I think I'm probably not into Gaia's Cradle, but I could see some people going for that.
I like the Jete highlighted here.
Yeah, I think that's also a super reasonable pick.
But yeah, I don't hate the Ancient Tomb either. Any kind of fast mana early on, the more fast mana you get, the more kind of abusive things you can do with it. So getting it early is very advantageous.
Yeah, I really like taking Preordain in these spots. It's for sure what I would pick, but I think that's a little bit unconventional. I know.
Preordain's nice, but I feel like it's just replacement level.
It is, but it puts you it sets you up nicely to go in a lot of different directions, in a way that few other cards can.
Oh, I forgot to mention, we're watching LSV draft.
Yeah, we need the burrito cam. Well, now we're in a spot here where we've taken this Jite, and
yeah, what goes with that?
I don't know what you're supposed to take.
I think Prismatic Ending is like just generically strong. I might take something like that. I mean, in the vein of wanting to take the Preordain, I think, from the last pack. There's the Consider and the Ponder.
Yeah, I actually think Consider is like a little bit better than Ponder, weirdly. But I think at this point you kind of have to take the Prismatic Ending or something. I don't know. You're in kind of a weird spot here, so you kind of want to just take something flexible, I think. Figure of Destiny is also totally reasonable. I did
Figure.
not
I was
notice
about
that.
to say Figure of Destiny lines up with just making Jitte
Sorry,
work right away.
that's exactly what you wanted. I just didn't see it was in the pack.
I don't know if I'd want to take a Figure of Destiny that early personally because I think that a lot of tables that card will wheel. But if you think that it's going to be contested and you just want to get into that archetype,
This is an interesting pack. There's a lot of good cards here.
yeah, I'm
For
looking at
me, yeah,
Brazen Borrower and Splinter Twin. I think both of those kind
yeah. The
of.
Bloodstained Mire also would, I think, kind of is on the power level of those cards too.
Oh, for sure.
Obviously,
Pris-
maybe a bit away from what we're doing, but
Prismatic Vista as well. Like I think any of those cards mentioned, even the Noble Hierarch is a reasonable pick here.
would you take the Vista over the Bloodstained Mire here? If you were taking it? Wow.
Yes. I was gonna say no, but
I think
I want to
I don't
sound
think I
smart,
would,
so
but
I would do what LSV
it's not
does.
crazy. It's less committal for sure. Wow, okay,
Well,
so
we got.
I feel like we're white is drying up here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like white is going to be available, but I'd be happy to be seeing Archon, Opposition Agent, Grim Monolith, Teferi, like all those cards, even the Imperial Seal. I'd probably just take a black card here, and we're
Black's,
going.
Black's in the chat saying that LSV is a known Vista enjoyer. Yeah, I think that last pick again. Now we're kind of in the spot where we're just kind of forcing our way into the white, trying to cut it off from the people next to us, which is might work out, but
It's
it does
definitely
seem like
looking like we're just forcing the white cards here.
Which I mean, I do think that these white decks in Cube are flexible enough. If anyone has ever drafted with Sandy Dog, that it is not uncommon for people to. There's a lot of different ways that you can build the last 10 cards or whatever, and you can definitely win drafts even with other people in white.
Sandy Dog has been drafting
I've
with
heard,
this
yeah.
group every single day. And now that he's not at the table, LSV is just filling that role of forcing mono white hard. I think that when you do that sort of thing in a team draft, you wind up making really good cards available to the people around you at the expense of getting into the lane that you want, which isn't necessarily a good trade-off always. So we'll see how this works out.
How do you okay, so this is our first pick back, our first pack on the wheel here.
I think I take the Temple Garden because white is just like not that open, and we need avenues to just like have enough playables. So Time Spiral is also just really strong. You can just take that as a card that you might want to play.
Do you play Time Spiral in like? I mean, Time Spiral is definitely a good card, but I'm not an expert on these white aggro decks. I like almost never draft them. Not that I think they're bad. I just other people value them super highly, and I don't know what I'm doing, so I tend to shy away from them.
Grim Lavamancer. So we are just committing to this low to the ground. We're going to get Stoneforge Mystic, hopefully.
I mean, it's tempting to take just the plateau here for me, but
yeah, I agree.
I don't know. Obviously, like all the other cards are strong. I just tend to feel the expensive cards are more replaceable.
Dragon Rage Channeler's probably got to be the one.
Yeah.
Hazoret's nice. I don't think LSV likes Hazoret as much as me.
There was an interesting pick a little while back. He took Batterskull over Elspeth. I don't know if that's you have more experience with these decks. Would you say that's a standard pick, or how do you feel about Elspeth?
Well, if you already have the Jitte, getting like more equipment makes it more likely that you're gonna get a late pickup for like the Stoneforge Mystic, which is what you really want when you take Batterskull. So I would assume it's just angling into trying to get the Stoneforge. You have Recruiter of the Guard, which gets the Stoneforge, so
yeah.
And just the equipment theme with white tends to work out. That Opposition Agent is going really late. There were a lot of good black cards in that pack, but it goes to show that not very many people are in black.
Yeah, it's a good point from Slacks too, that Batterskull is just more flexible. It's colorless. Elspeth's fairly committal. It's definitely possible at this point that we would just be in red.
Yeah, we have Recruiter of the Guard and Ravages of War, so we could just easily be a red deck. Well, here's a Nahiri. That's kind of a nice one.
Red and 6.
Oh no, Shatter Skull Smashing.
I think Nahiri is kind of bad without fast mana a lot of the time.
I think it's just
Um,
a versatile answer to a lot of things, and it filters your dead draws away, and the ultimate is
yeah,
relevant as
I
well.
think
It's
it's
easy to
better in these kind
access.
of like in these like red white mid range decks that I know you tend to draft a lot. It's um it's not as good in these like one. It's like not a good tempo play often if you're trying to curve out. Like if you're trying to be the aggressor.
Yeah, I agree there. But I think that even in those cases, you plus it a couple times, and then suddenly it's threatening, putting a Revlark or something into play. And the Elspeth came back. Not
Oh,
interested
so,
in
I mean, the
Elspeth.
Sunbaked Canyon is a nice pickup here. I think I probably would also take it. Um,
I'm a Planeswalker enjoyer. I don't mind
Interesting note
having
here. Yeah,
fewer like mana fixing in a red white deck. Like how much mana fixing do you really need? Like a couple dual
I always
lands and you're gonna be able to cast everything.
I really like when you can get the Horizon Canopy type cards in your colors, just because I don't know they let you play extra lands I always play like 20 lands in my cube decks because I'm too greedy and have too many cards that I can't play. But
It could be that he passed the Ren in 6 and doesn't want to feed whoever took that additional ways to make it good.
an interesting note about the last pack is that Eli Kassis is two on our right here, and he's probably the biggest survival of the fittest fan that I know of.
Well,
So
despite white not looking open, very
yeah,
powerful
maybe
white
there were
cards
just
are
no white cards.
tabling. Ooh, that's a nice
Yeah.
one. Last pick Hazaret. Put that right into the deck.
So how are you feeling about our deck after first pack?
I would not be very excited if this were me.
That's how I feel.
We don't have
Okay.
like any
Well, that's
really
probably the best
premium
card you could open.
cards. Oh, yeah, here we talk about premium cards. If I started with this, that would be about exactly what I would be hoping to open. This fourth, I don't know how to pronounce that last part. Yorlingus. That's my
I'm not
stab
even
at
gonna
it.
try.
But
Um,
what it does is it makes X 2/2 haste creatures, and if a creature you control deals damage to your opponent this turn, you become the monarch. Monarch, or do you take the initiative? Monarch.
the problem is that the red white card just won't wheel. I mean, he could try to wheel it, but it's just too good. Like people just play it in any deck. I assume. I
Yeah,
haven't
you
actually
have to take
played
it.
with these cards yet, but it's got to be like a top 10, top 30 card in the cube. Sorry.
It's so powerful. You just absolutely have to take it and play it.
I'd be excited about this Path to Exile.
Yeah, Path is a good
Like,
pickup here.
I think I think these decks often kind of subtly live and die by the cheap removal spells that they get. Um,
There is the issue of it's a team draft and you don't want to ship channel. It's just so painful to pass a card like that because your
I think
opponents are probably going to take it and then beat your teammates with it.
yeah, Channel's washed anyways.
One thing I'm
Great.
learning is I hate draft way more than LSV does.
Oh yeah, I've never hate drafted in my life.
I'm
If you
so
hate draft
scared
too much,
whenever
you
I'm
might
in these
go.
team drafts. I don't want to pass my enemies any kind of good cards, so I'm always just like taking the best card, whether or not it's going to make my deck, and then I scrap together a deck with what's left over. But here we see LSV is just taking whatever card he thinks that he's going to play
I
the
mean,
most.
Path to Exile is like almost certainly not going to wheel out of this pack, and it's one of the better cards we can play in our deck, probably.
I agree.
Um,
I agree. The path pick is fine. I would just be hemming and hawing about the channel.
Here, I
Chandra
think,
here seems like an easy slam.
yeah, you could take the Hanger Back Walker, I guess, but Chandra is certainly a much higher power level. I think it just kind of depends on where we want to be on the curve. Um,
Oh, no
okay,
Chandra. We're going Bobble.
Bobble is
As low on the curve as it gets.
yeah, okay. A Bobble is good with DRC. That's a pretty solid point.
Ooh, Burst
Um,
Lightning. I love Burst Lightning. I don't think I've ever
I
passed
don't know.
one.
Oh, I mean, you have to take the Mother here, right?
Burst Lightning kills Mother of Runes, though.
I
If
don't know if
if
you've
it has
ever
summoning
tried to kill
sickness.
Mother of Runes with Burst Lightning, but it doesn't work so well.
I'm not entirely convinced that we want to be. All right, we're going mother.
I mean, we're playing this red white monarch card no matter what. So at this point, I think
And we
we're
do
pretty
have the
locked into
mana
white.
fixing. I was just thinking if you're playing a red white deck and you have red one drops and white one drops, sometimes there's some tension there. But we've got 3 dual lands already. It's not a big deal.
I will also say, I mean, I'm maybe the only person that does this, but whenever I'm drafting in Cube, at this point, I'm always now looking at my cards, saying that I could easily play Luris, which is something that I think like always. I don't know. I think you just kind of always have to be cognizant of like if we at some point like if you hedge for it, you're not going to get it every time, but it's really good if you can angle yourself in a way that you can stay open to Luris.
I like casting my big creatures, my Thundermaw Hellkites, and my Infernal Titans. I never try to play Luris.
The
Ooh, a
recruiter
braid.
pickup is nice because we have the other one, but it's also I don't know how likely we really are to get any sort of good payoff for them at this point. But the cost is low. I mean,
Any a braid enjoyers?
yeah, I think a braid and spellbinder are both super reasonable here. Um, I mean, a braid is definitely flexible. I don't know. I could see him going either way.
I would be hoping to wheel this Karmic Guide because we have both the recruiters to grab it. And Karmic Guide in this new era of Cube, there's so many enter the battlefield powerful things that having like ways to fetch Karmic
Wait,
Guide
wow.
and then
Are we
recur
really
it.
going to take advantage over the Wandering Emperor? That one is. I mean,
I'm with you. I like my
I love mana
planeswalkers.
fixing, but the Wandering Emperor is I think probably the most premium of these sorts of cards. But I'm not the expert here.
No,
Um,
I like the Wandering Emperor too.
Sideboard hearse, never
I'm much
hurts.
lower on when I'm playing a aggro deck like this. I don't really care about my mana fixing as much. I mean, when you're drafting one drops in 2 different colors, then I guess like the mana fixing
Are we
matters more.
are we not
But
worried about being short on playables here? I
uh, we should be fine, right? One, two, four lands
19.
and
We're
19, so
getting a
that's
little
15.
low.
We're right on track. And there's a couple cards in the sideboard that we can play. The Batter Skull. We have plenty of playables so far.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we also are not really in a spot where we're going to want to play these recruiters.
Well, it depends on what we get. Like, if we open a Lelia, if we get that Karmic Guide and maybe like a Revlark, it grabs all the 1-drops. You can grab the Elite Spellbinder.
Outrider's a nice pickup.
Hellrider's nice. I really like Hellrider. Hellrider's another good reason to play Dirtily creatures just to get another body into play.
Um, what people in chat are saying here, I kind of agree that LSV seems to prioritize the mana fixing very highly, which I have respect for. But I think Wandering Emperor is where I would have drawn the line. Wow, no Karmic Guide.
Yeah, I think I agree with just taking the sneak attack here. It's just too powerful to be shipping that late. You don't want your enemies to have it. It's the same reasoning why I
I mean,
wanted
this
to
is
take the channel
yeah,
earlier.
that's fair. I mean, Karmic Guide is not going to really make our deck at this point.
We have enough mana fixing that port could be playable.
Port gets a lot of hate. I know I've seen a lot of people calling for it to be cut from the cube.
Ooh, Fury. Ooh, Strip Mine. I'm a Fury gamer. I can't pass Fury.
I think Fury is among the best cards in the cube. Yeah, it would be. I think I would probably take the Fury over the Strip Mine, but I don't think it's crazy to take Strip Mine at all. I mean, we have the port. I just think the tempo from Fury is actually like better a lot of the time than the Strip Mine.
Yeah, Fury is just so powerful. I think that you kind of just have to take it. Oh no, we're taking the Strip Mine. I keep learning that things that I think have to be done do not have to be done.
I mean, I think both are totally reasonable. I mean, they're like it kind of, I mean, a lot of these at the end of the day, they're too close to really, I think,
Ooh,
in a lot of stuff in Magic. Here, so we finally got the payoff.
yeah, the Stoneforge Batterskull comes back into the fray.
I don't think he's gonna wield the Fury.
Yeah, there's no chance that Fury
I've done a lot of
wheels.
drafts with Stefan and Nathan and Karl and talked to them a lot, and I think there are few cards in the entire cube that they would pick over Fury.
Yeah, Fury just has such a huge potential to be a blowout. Against the white decks, you usually clear up at least two things. Against the green decks, you can completely destroy their draws if they play a couple elves early. I mean, it gets rid of planeswalkers. It deals a ton of damage. It's a great reanimate target. The list goes on about reasons why Fury is busted.
This is kind of an interesting pick. There are a bunch of strong cards that we can't play in terms of Hexdrinker and Hymn to Torok. Monastery Swiftspear, which is kind of a question mark for me how we'd evaluate it here, or we can take a kind of premium fetch land that
Yeah.
is going to be quite nice in our deck.
I was going to interrupt you and say it's going to be fetch land.
Yeah. How do you feel about Swiftspear in these spots? I like end up playing it a lot in these blue-red decks, and it's always never great, but fine.
I mean, it's the kind of card that I play.
Pick,
you know, when I'm playing, you know, I've got a Jitte, makes it a lot better. I basically am just looking to have, you know, lightning bolts, swords to plowshares type things. Kumano faces Kazakhstan is a pretty good.
Yeah, we have both Goblin Guide and Kumano.
I think
creature count
Kumano's better, right?
I have no idea. I have not played with Kumano enough to know. But our creature count is not extremely high. We don't have a lot of 2-drops. We don't have that many 1-drops.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how many 1-drops you have. I think that having, you know, 4 other 1-drops and then a couple 2-drops, we're probably going to table another 1-drop. But it's unlikely whichever one we pick, the other one's going to table either way, so we'll probably just end up with both of those cards. I feel like when you have a deck like this, you start to get a critical mass of 1-drops where you can kind of expect to have them. Just like the more the better, because then you're double spelling on turn 2 with them. You're just always using your mana and pressuring your opponent early.
Yeah, for sure. There's, I mean, it's not a huge secret that the 1-drops fill out your curve very nicely. I mean, this pack has just nothing for us. The expressive iteration is, we took the Flooded Strand. If we got a late Steam Vents or something, I don't think it's crazy to port it in.
This pack has a couple things that we're looking for. We want ways to close the game, and that's usually burn and flyers. So it's going to be the Incinerator Glorybringer here.
A Bloodthirsty Adversary would also be a nice card if we could get it on the wheel.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Porcelain Legionnaires. I would have taken the Hero Bladehold. I feel like Hero Bladehold, Hellrider, you just end up having like, I play my 4-drop, I win the game kind of games.
Yeah, I think we kind of have. I mean, at this point, we do have a decent amount of top end. Ooh, it's Oblivion Ring. I mean, he could also take the
Sword or Oblivion Ring or Den, really.
Totally fine.
3 good picks.
I like the Oblivion Ring here just because we don't have a lot of ways to deal with random permanents, and I think it's just nice to have some flexible interaction. But
late Primeval Titan. Primeval Titan stands out to me as being much stronger than every other card in the pack. Just wanted to note that. All the red cards coming.
Koth and Swiftspear are both here, both reasonable.
Yeah, Koth is great. Bomat, pretty good. Monastery, pretty good. Even the Blazing Rootwalla, I don't really know what to take.
My intuition here is still that we're going to be short on playables, but I haven't actually counted. Just in general, from drafting a lot of these decks, like part of he's very focused on trying to collect a very low curve.
Oh,
and
snap
so he's
off that.
Probably going to want to play like 15, 14 lands in the two strip mine, and if he plays the port. And so yeah, Blazing Rootwalla is have you ever put that in your deck?
It's a new addition today, so I have not played with it in Cube yet. Oh, we got a choice. Do we want
Do you think it's
adversary
better
or
or worse?
glory?
I would snap off the adversary, but
I would go Glorybringer. We don't have any dragons yet.
I guess we actually have very few targets for the adversary.
Yeah, we
Take it
don't
back.
have, we didn't
I
we have like Incinerate and Burst Lightning, and that's basically it.
do you think Blazing Ruwala is a better or worse card than Wake Thrasher? You open a pack that contains 7 Wake Thrashers and 7 Blazing Ruwalas. What do you pick?
I'm taking the Wake Thrashers, and then I'm looking for Basalt Monolith.
Oh, yeah, that works.
And
Yeah,
we're blazing to victory. Well, this deck didn't
yeah,
turn out
so
too bad.
it's fine. I mean, I think you'd probably be. This seems like a pretty average looking deck to me.
Yeah, for no power, you're at least, putting a lot of pressure on your opponent. And you have the 4th Yorlingus to cheese games. So you do have ways that just, like... You're going to have draws that are really hard to beat, basically.
Yeah.
Not a lot of finishing power, not a lot of, like, super broken draws. But... very classic fair deck. You got the Armageddon. You got the Stoneforge Mystic Batterskull. And you have just like curve outs into Hellrider or whichever Glorybringer to finish them off. It should work out.
I think when I draft these decks, I think I like having a slightly lower curve.
I think the curve is plenty low. I honestly prefer to have a higher curve. I would prefer
maybe to have like a fewer expensive cards and a few more 2-drops, but I think
I just disagree. I would rather have like an Infernal Titan, a Thunder Maw. Like I want more expensive things because I feel like what happens oftentimes with these decks is you just come out early with pressure, they kill everything, but then they don't have any resources and you don't have any resources, but they're at a low life. And then you just want to have cards that are just like excellent top decks while everybody is kind of flooded and looking to get back into the game. And cards like your cheap cards are bad draws there. You don't want to be drawing Savannah Lions and whatnot, but you do want to be drawing, your Glorybringers, your Inferno Titans. And so having, 4 or 5 of those kinds of cards in your deck, I think is kind of important sometimes.
Yeah. When I draft these decks, I tend to just want to play a low land count to do the same thing.
Oh yeah, that'll work too.
And I think I don't like having to put enough lands in my deck to cast stuff like Inferno Titan or.
If I'm going,
I'd be okay with like 1 Glorybringer, but I don't want to have too many.
If I'm going with that low of a curve, though, I need to have more lightning bolts. Basically, lightning bolt, chain lightning. Char. I just want ways to close the game after my opponent plays their Primeval Titan or whatever, and then I can't attack anymore. It's just eventually your opponent is gonna play something really big that gets in the way of your attacks, and you need to be able to close the game from those positions. Either by going wide, burning them out, or flying over. We have the 4th Yorlingus and the Hellrider and the Hazaret, so we definitely have ways to punch through in those situations. Even like Shatter Skull Smashing is kind of a great draw.
I still have not yet played with the new cards. We saw a couple of them go around. The Sauron. I don't know if that's one that you've played with.
Nope, that one just got added too.
That one feels like a bushwhack to me, but
you think that's a bushwhack? That good?
I don't know. Maybe it's good.
It's a reanimate target. Like it's pretty hard to kill.
I guess that's fair. But I haven't played with or against Yorlingas yet, but I would guess that it's pretty insane.
Yes.
LSV prefers the... Oh, we're not. Sorry, this part isn't live. Oops.
The 4th Yorlingus just tends to... Like... When I first saw it, I was like, this card is obviously very good. And then the first time it got played against me, it was just like a totally different feeling. It was like, oh, this is not just good. My opponent had a very simple draw. They just played Talisman on turn 2, and then fourth Yorlingus on turn 3 for X's 2. They put 4 power into play on turn 3, attack me for 4, take the Monarch. How am I supposed to come back from that if I don't already have board presence? It's very devastating. Very, very classic vintage cube vibes.
Have we yeah, let's see if we can post all the decks. It would be
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know if they're done with deck building yet. Let's see.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a way to get all the decks up on stream. That'd be nice. I didn't think about doing that, so maybe we'll just be in the dark and have decks next time since it's hard for me to like just scrape that and put it on.
Where
What do you predict LSV's record with this deck will be?
I think he could pull off a 2-1 if he's a little lucky.
Yeah, I would agree he would need to be a little lucky for a 2-1. I'm going to guess 1 and 2.
I would be, yeah, I mean, the 1-2 I'd be a little disappointed with. So, you know, the other thing is he's kind of at a disadvantage here because his opponents are the, like, what, on the opposing team, we have, what, like 9 Mox appearances?
Yeah. Yeah, some
combined.
crazy
And on
number.
this team, we've got, like, 0. We've got the cube draft experts on the other side. And here we're out here drafting red-white dual-land tribal.
You're calling LSV recreational compared to Nate and Terribad and Karl or Stefan?
Anyways,
I think that
LSV's been training hard for this.
I realize that LSV taking all these red and white cards is just allowing for his teammates to get the decks that they want, because both Salvatto and Eli are known for their, like, Salvatto likes to draft the big green dirtily decks, and Eli likes to draft like 4-color, 5-color combo sort of things. So LSV is just keeping those lanes open by taking the red white stuff. I see what's going on now.
Oh, I think LSV would for sure play Boris Gilgate. I mean, I would too. So, but okay, we have some expert commentary here coming in from the chat. Sandy Dog says that he thinks the LSV is a 2-1. The LSV deck is a 2-1 deck, which, I mean, Sandy Dog is certainly the expert here. So,
for sure, I think that those decks just struggle without power, like without Soul Ring or some kind of fast mana. You're just like kind of up against decks that have that stuff, and then you're fighting with, you know, scratching and clawing, and oftentimes they're just fighting with Big Hammer. I do believe that LSV's abilities to pilot this deck are gonna, you know, help him out. So maybe I'm selling him short, somewhere between a 1-2 and a 2-1. I would be surprised for a 3-0 though. I feel like any deck with Soul Ring or some Moxes or.
I don't think you need those things. I just think probably some people will have drafted, you know, blue and black cards, and they might have, you know, good cards in their deck. Are they posting the deck list? How is this? Oh, Stefan for sure has some 4-color whatever pile. There's no way he doesn't. He's not capable of drafting a 3-color deck.
Okay, I think that we'll have the match in about 5 minutes. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and then we'll be back shortly with some sweet games. Stick around. See you soon.
Am I still? Am I still? Oh, I am still here. Wow. Am I still? Oh, I am still here. Wow. Am I still? Oh, I am still. Wow. Am I still? Oh, sorry. No, that's fine. Okay, people.
Okay, we're back. Think we're waiting for a challenge from the opponent here. try to get this lined up. Here we have the deck. At least one deck. Maybe not all the decks. But one of the decks. And we lost to Tristan, but he'll be back soon. What is there to say about this deck? Except for lots of 1-drops. Not a lot of other things. And Tristan said he didn't think the curve was low enough. Like, how low of a curve do you want? $17 lands. Not a lot of flood mitigation. With 17 lands, how many white and red sources do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 red, and 8 white. We could probably cut a red and just play another spell. That's what I'd do. Not claiming to know better than the great LSV, but I definitely have my own cube style, and I tend to just go fewer lands and accept that sometimes I'm going to be mana screwed. I can't stand flooding and then knowing that I put all those lands in my deck. Alright, Tristan is back.
Okay. Hey, sorry. What did I miss?
I was questioning how you thought that this curve was too high.
Oh, no, this curve actually looks nice. I mean, we have a couple, like, the sword is, how many lands are we playing? 16 with the...
17 lands, and one of them is a strip mine, so...
Yeah, and we have a poor to Shatter Skull strip mine. This curve is pretty good, yeah.
It's 11 red sources and 8 white sources.
Yeah, no, this is what you want. That looks nice. Yeah, and he cut the recruiters, I think, like...
Oh, it's 12 red sources, actually.
It looks lean.
I kind of like the recruiters here. They get the Stoneforge Mystic, so it's just more copies of Batterskull coming into play, which is your best top end, kind of.
Yeah, I like having my cards be... I don't know.
I guess it's really the only thing that you'd be looking for. Maybe just only play the white one, because then you can get the Spellbinder.
Wow, yeah. Chat pointing out that we have Hero Bladehold in sideboard. I think that's probably just a mana concern, though. I think you can see he's very paranoid about picking all the red-white dual lands. He doesn't like playing his mana cost loose. So I'm going to guess that's why he's not playing the hero.
Yeah, LSV definitely prioritizes having good mana. All right, we got a matchup of the ages. LSV versus world champion Nathan Steuer.
Do we have Nathan's deck?
No, we don't. We're coming in blind.
Is it closed deck list? Okay, just kidding. Sorry, I remember the days of open deck list limited. Now we have to play in the... Gone back to the dark ages. What are the odds of LSV 3-0 with this? Well, let's check the markets.
I would put it...
Can you run a...
I would put it at plus 1,200.
Can we run a Twitch chat poll?
The odds of an 0-3 plus
you mod
250.
Let's go.
Sorry for the typing noises. I had to mod Tristan there. All right. This is a pretty good opening. We got some 1-drops, as expected. It's not doing anything, like, surprisingly good, but if Nate plays a creature to burst lightning, we're rolling. That's what we want.
I would give him higher odds of 3-0ing than 0-3ing, if that says anything, but I think probably I would give him still low odds of 3-0ing. Nathan, oh my god, we're playing. He plays with animations on. Okay, sorry, his odds of 3-0ing are going down.
A classic Nathan opening, Scrubland into card disruption.
I see we've cropped the. Oh wait, am I looking at the stream right now? See, the stream is nicely cropped.
Is it nicely cropped?
Anyway, yeah, you might want to pan it up. I guess it's better. Sorry, it's better now. You might want to pan it up and to the left a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Still working things out here, but yep, that should be good.
Fine. We have our coverage team is hard at work adjusting the panes for you guys. We apologize for the the disruption.
All right, this is impressive. That Mishra's Bobble just turned this Dragon Rage channeler into a 3/3 flyer. Just like that.
Yeah, this is a pretty good start. We've got
this Lava Man can't really do any work because it would nerf our DRC, but I think attacking for this much damage this early is exactly what we want to be doing.
It's attacking for 1.
Yeah.
Okay, Nathan.
Every one counts with this kind of deck. Every one counts.
Coming out with a nice looking mana base.
Yeah, we got all the Esper dual lands. Cycling Miscalculation decides that's too many 1-drops. I'm not going to get anything with this Miscalculation. I would assume he has another counterspell. Getting rid of the Miscalculation like that. Maybe he needed a land, but it's still kind of early to be throwing that one away. Opposition Agent flashing in to block this Lavamancer. Nate's got to like that. LSV is not having it. That thing is just out of play. Do a Surveil. Jitte, do we like that on top? Nope, no Jitte. Going straight for damage.
Wait,
I guess we want
that
more
makes sense.
creatures.
We're gonna run out of creatures.
Yeah, I mean, if we take the Jitte and the Batterskull doesn't resolve.
Yeah, Batterskull's not going to resolve. Yeah, it's reasonable. The Jitte is also just not going to do much.
Oh no, Nate was cycling for land.
By the time we're connecting, we're going to be
Nate doing a main phase Thirst for Discovery, which makes me think that the miscalculation was because he was missing his 3rd land drop, and now he's missing his 4th land drop. It's the only. Otherwise, he would just save this Thirst. He's probably trying to play a 5-drop here to stabilize, and just really needs to make sure that he hits his lands.
Seems plausible. I mean,
Which
we'll tell when he.
That's exactly what LSV wants, because he wasn't doing anything, and now this Batterskull is going to come down with like a reasonable amount of tempo behind it.
Will we discard?
It looks like Mana Leak and Bitter Blossom. Oh, Glorybringer. How about that? Lose a Batterskull, gain a Glorybringer. GG. Never didn't have
LSV
it.
is very good at playing around Thoughtseize.
LSV is good at this game.
When if people the LSV's mastered the technique of calling deck squid up when you get Thoughtseize and asking him to slip the Glorybringer on top.
That was impressive top deck skills there. Just really using everything that the deck had to offer. All right, we're going to go with the Horizon Canopy, not worried about taking extra damage versus Nate's deck because
Burning out the GT seems a little aggressive to me. I mean, okay, we brought it back. Never mind.
I like this opening. We got a good curve.
This does
we got some smoothing. Oh, it gets better.
Even better.
All right, I take it back. LSV is good for a 2-1. I never had any doubts.
Yeah, I mean, after we win the first match, I would certainly raise the odds of going 2-1.
All right. Looks like we're just going to double spell here with
I
the
mean,
Kumano.
Nathan will play green for.
Oh, how about
Well, I
that?
don't know. Most of the green. Nathan. I mean, Nathan will splash green for like a single card, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, keeping the
I
courier on
wouldn't read too
top
much into it.
lets us spend all the mana next turn. I like this. Very aggressive start. When you're on the draw with a deck like this, you really want to come out as fast as possible, and that's exactly what's happening. Oblivion Ring,
Oblivion Ring the
not
DRC
even going to
here.
start to slow us down here. 3 mana for 1 mana is not what Nate wants to be doing. Here we got a 2/2 Bomat Courier. Is a 2/2 Bomat Courier twice as good as a 1/1 Bomat Courier? Batterskull, Sword, or Umezawa's Jitte? We're going Sword.
I'd probably take the Batterskull here, but the Sword is super reasonable.
The Sword is kind of nice. If we draw a land, we can just like land, sword, equip, get the extra
it's just
cards
a little bit
flowing
bad
right away.
Instant speed removal. It kind of.
Oh, that's an Ancestral Recall.
If you get to untap with the.
Oh, no, that's a miscalculation cycle. Never mind.
They are similar cards.
Yeah, basically the same thing. So we have the land. Yep. We're going to go Sword into play. Probably slap that right
this
on
Sword
the...
next year, we're definitely winning.
It's looking... No, we have some hesitation from Nate. Maybe he's got an interaction.
Nope.
But yeah, this is all going exactly the way that the deck was designed. Just spend all your mana every turn, make your opponent have answers.
As much as it pains me to say it, if there was any question about who the goat, the current goat is, seems like it's not Nathan anymore. LSV has reclaimed his title.
LSV is now the new world champion.
He's on his way. Is this Nathan's deck?
No, this is probably... Do you think this is Salvatto or Eli? I'm going to guess Eli because Atraxa.
This deck looks... Sorry, I'm not going to...
Eli really loves Atraxa.
I'll save my bullying for... I don't see Oath of Druid, so it can't be an Eli deck.
Oh, you're right. It looked like a very powerful deck. That deck I could see 3-0ing.
Good.
It had the Green Adventurer. That's a new ad. I felt like White getting the initiative. It's like White is already one of the best colors in the cube. Let's give Green the initiative. Green needs help. So I added that. It's a 4 mana. You take the initiative when it comes into play.
It's a good Green Sun Zenith target.
This looks like a Salvatto deck. I would guess this is Salvatto.
This is a Salvatto deck for sure. Yeah, this is Salvatto. I think is the last person that still believes in opposition left.
I believe in opposition. You tap a creature and you tap their land. Good trade.
I mean, opposition. I think it has its time and place, but
you ever cast opposition?
And that time and place is to pick it like 11th when you have Retrofitter Foundry in your deck, but.
Orcish Bowmasters, opposition, kill their creature, tap 2 things.
Oh, I think the black opposition decks are quite good, actually. I think the green opposition decks are really what's kind of bad. Like, I think if you... Yeah, I think like the sort of mana dork opposition decks are... I don't know if they were ever good, but I think they certainly have been... They're now past their...
They definitely used to be good, if they're not still good.
People say.
I think that they're good. I mean, basically, it's the same principle as Armageddon, except that you don't actually have to be ahead on board. You just have to have a board full of creatures, and then
you have
to
somehow produce. Well, you have to somehow produce blue.
Sure. I mean, as long as you can cast it, though, it's great.
Yeah, I think casting it is. An uphill battle.
Maybe we can tune into a different match in progress here while we wait. Let's see what Eli's doing. Should have done this a moment ago. But here we go. We got another match. It looks like Stefan might be struggling. He does have a card under the Shelldock Isle, so we don't know what that is. But 2 Planeswalkers in play. And this Teferi, let me tell you, I love this Teferi. It's a recent ad. I feel like people just don't respect it enough. Like, it just does so much. Once it comes into play, it doesn't take a lot to get going. It's a little bit anemic at first, but then after that first turn, all of a sudden it's just spinning. Like, every single time you do anything, your stuff gets bigger.
Not gonna lie, I do not remember what the text on this card does. I think I've lost to it in this sealed format, but I tried to block out those memories.
So whenever you draw a card, both the token that it makes gets a +1/+1 counter, and Teferi gets a loyalty, and then it draws a card for 0 loyalty, but basically +1, and then it -2 to make a 2/2 that grows, and so basically you're just playing it, making a 2/2. The next turn it's a 3/3, or Teferi's a 3. You can minus it again, or you can start drawing. It's really powerful when you minus it and then play something like a Brainstorm, and then you don't even have to worry about using itself to get more loyalty on it, and then you can just continue to pump out creatures every turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to give minus points to Eli for playing with the awful lands, but he has recurring nightmare. So the recurring nightmare Orcish Bowmaster seems sick.
Recurring nightmare Orcish Bowmaster, that is just a nice package, yeah. I had a pretty cool deck the other day with Orcish Bowmaster and all the wheels, so I was just casting a wheel and making a 7/7, dealing 7 damage however I wanted. Bowmaster is a really cool addition. It just fits in. It's not like so powerful because you do have to have other things going to make it like really broken, but it has that ceiling of being really broken while also being just a fine card that you can play on curve.
Gotta be pretty broken. I mean, it's gotta be like a top 50 card for sure, right?
Yeah, I agree. It's just not like, gonna win the game by itself. It's not like a Minkskin Boo. It's just high utility and cheap, which is lovely.
See, I mean, Eli's pretty soft at this. I mean, he's in kind of a commanding position, but he
yeah, what if there's a Splinter Twin under the Shelldock Isle, though?
Yeah, I mean, anything, any Kiki Jiki. I mean, our Orcish Bowmaster is not gonna deal with this one.
Oh, there it is. And just like that, all the cards in the world, all the tokens, it just all falls. Too many 1/4s to deal with.
Yeah, it's hard to know without seeing the beginning of this game what this might have been something that we've been sort of fighting over for a little while, but
there is a demonic tutor
just
in the
coming
graveyard.
into it.
This might have been inevitable.
It's definitely hard to know. Shout out to Stefan for having a Time Warp in his graveyard. It's another card that I suspect he values quite a bit.
I think the reason Stefan won this game is because he just has the better arts. He's got the Old Border Demonic Tutor. He's got some really pretty lands. Game.
Yeah, he definitely is not playing the just atrocious looking basics, but he did also, I think the main contributing factor here was attaching Splinter Twin to Deceiver Exarch.
I like the Lord of the Rings basics. I just don't like them as much as Mirage. I guess it is kind of hard to tell if this is a swamp or a plains at first glance.
Like, is Eli actually gonna make him click it out?
Yeah, we're watching it.
Wow.
You got to make 24 tokens.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone, even in the I guess I've never played. I guess I've only ever had Splinter Twin on Moto and cube drafts and stuff that were. I don't think I've ever had to click it out.
If I were Stefan here, I would pause to, talk some smack in chat. I'd be like, are you having fun yet?
Shout out to the Lover 2.
You think paper's better? In paper, I do the same thing. I tap it. I say I'm gonna untap it, and then I put a token into play, and then I'm like, I'm gonna do this again.
No, the classic one in paper. I remember when Splinter Twin was in standard. I played it at F&Ms and stuff back when I was a teenager, and it would be the same thing every time. I would be like round 2 or whatever. I'd be in the 0-1 bracket, and I would attach Splinter Twin to Deceiver Exarch, and then you could just tell the moment your opponent didn't pick up their cards right away that you were going to have to explain the combo. And then you start to explain it to them, and they're like, oh, that makes sense. So you used to tap all my stuff. And then you're like, no, that's not quite how it works.
I'll tap one of your things at the end.
Okay.
Now we get the concede. Doesn't even give him the satisfaction of attacking.
I think Eli knows that he can get even with the 40-minute clocks, he can get the timeout. Stefan,
he likes
Stefan's
quickly
climbing up the ranks of the draw tier list with 4 draws at the last PT.
That's a lot of draws.
What was his record? 4. One of them was intentional.
I like this deck quite a bit. I would love to play this deck. With it, not against it.
This deck is nice.
The double blue splash, the Atraxa splash. I would try to get that Thief of Sanity in there. I love that card. If we're already splashing everything else, why can't we play the Thief? Oh, Eli wants to play it too. Look at him. He's hovering it. Oh, there it is. It's coming in. Don't need Scavenging Ooze for this one. Scavenging Ooze does not do a lot against Splinter Twin combos. Pretty good opening. We got a turn 3 Jace. Oh, with a blocker for the Ragavan, no less. Probably not going to see the Jace come down. Probably just going to see the Ophio brick wall here. Little Snake Charmer to make sure that no monkey business is afoot. Everybody knows that monkeys are afraid of snakes.
Yeah, so how do you feel about the Murktide matchup for green, blue, black, Ophiomancer?
The Murktide matchup? You think that Stefan is Murktide?
Sorry, I've been playing too much Modern. There's a Spiralisk Canal Dragon play.
This is Cube, sir. Murktide is only fringe playable here. All the other cards in that deck are really good, though. No snakes.
No.
Oh, that was a draw. Wow, look at that. Don't you just love to take the initiative on an empty board?
That's cool. Although, we could lose the initiative.
It would take a haste creature with flying.
That'd be a little hard here. Yeah.
A Chandra probably kills the creature. But we've got the initiative.
I mean, I'm surprised that we're playing the Bowmaster here, I guess, a little bit. I guess we get the counters if we play it right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so I feel like you're just not going to get another chance to. It's like tempting to just take the Jace while you can.
On the other hand, we don't know how many haste creatures Nate has, so having blockers in play might be prudent before playing the Jace. It would be bad to just like play the Jace and then your opponent goes like Ravel Master or something, takes the initiative, and then how are you ever going to get it back?
Oh, I see. He's going for the last minute switch. He changed his mind. He flashed it in an upkeep, but now he's going to scry.
I see. Ooh,
Okay,
we
well,
found an
I see
Ashiok.
now. I see why he played the Bowmasters. I would have done that too.
Hitting Pestermite and Conscripts. Good luck comboing. I guess they're still the Deceiver. The Deceiver was the trusty piece that won the last game. But that's got to feel good, hitting 2 of 3. And you know your teammate has the recruiter, so there's not going to be any recruiting. There's just the demonic tutor, so the more I think about it, Stefan's deck is pretty good. He's got all this redundancy for the combo, so anytime that he draws that Splinter Twin or demonic tutor, he's very likely to just have the combo right away.
Ooh, missing a land drop. So, well, yeah, I mean, we also are kind of digging him towards a shell dock here, which
Go to target creature or get a treasure. No, not goading. It might have been good to goad the Pyromancer.
yeah,
Force the trade. Oh, this is
that is
nice.
a good thing to point out that
Treasure
Ashiok now threatens to minus on the conscripts, but I suspect that
Oh,
Stefan's just never going to commit a creature, so it doesn't
that is
matter.
a hand. Yeah, that's a hand that you would like to have conscripts against. But you probably just have to take Fury.
Yeah, you have to take Fury.
Because it just kills the Tide Hollow and gets whatever else you take. And it's gonna come out next turn if he wants. The Inferno Titan still needs 2 lands. I don't really see any other option.
Well, the Inferno Titan's just going to get pitched to the Fury if
Well, or he could just draw a
in a
land
spot.
and cast the Fury, and that'd be
I
even
don't.
worse.
Yeah, I think he's in a spot where he kind of can't because of the threat of the conscripts, and like the Inferno Titan's never going to do anything also because of the conscripts. So I think he just like
Well, if you cast
yeah,
the Fury and then hit the Ashiok with it, then
that's true,
yeah.
but presumably the Ashiok's going to plus here, and then it's like a little hard.
Oh yeah, fair.
No, I don't think conscripts because you can't look at the face down card if you steal the shell dock because it's still owned by your opponent. So I don't think.
But you can cast it. You can use the ability and cast it.
But how do you know what the card is? I don't think you can cast face down cards.
You can.
Maybe
I've seen somebody do it against me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna check the rulings.
It works on Magic Online. Okay, we're minusing the Ashiok.
Any judges in chat?
I think we're just going to put the Pestermite into play. Huh.
Yeah, not wanting to turn on Shelldock, I think is the.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
But the shell dock's gonna get turned on like pretty soon, regardless. So
But knowing that your opponent doesn't have any way to use their mana, really, you don't want to give them ways. So we know about Inferno Titan and Splinter Twin. Not really a scary hand from our point of view. Definitely a hand that we have to respect, but the problem with minusing the Ashiok there is now the Inferno Titan is no longer threatened by the Zealous Conscripts, because you can always just play Titan and hit the Ashiok for 3. We need a white mana somehow. And then we can cast this Atraxa. The Thran Physician isn't like a terrible draw, but it's not really what we're looking for.
Okay. In the secret rules of Hideaway, the controller of the permanent gets to look at the card. So you get to look at the card, and then you can optionally cast it.
So you can use this Thran to get rid of those lands off the top, at least. Just throwing out the mana leak. Let's just make them tap out. Let's get a 1/1.
Did you just call Yawgmoth Thran?
The Thran Physician.
Oh, you said the Thran Physician. Never mind. I thought you were just on a second name basis. You just called him Thran.
Yeah, me and Yawgmoth are tight. I just call him Thran.
Yeah, this Yogg seems pretty good here.
Yeah, especially with
I can't imagine Stefan has any outs at this point.
with 2 lands on top.
He's gonna need like quite a lot. He's gonna have to kill. He can't combo through it, so he has to find a way to kill the Yogg, and then have Deceiver Exarch.
Okay, so here is Inferno Titan.
I guess he can kill the.
Yeah, that's gonna hit the Tide Hollow and maybe Pestermite.
We can hit the Sculler, and then maybe he can pitch the Fury, I guess, with the Splinter Twin to hit the Yogg,
but then you lose your Splinter Twin, and you kind of want to just put Splinter Twin on Inferno Titan here. Okay, so we're gonna hit Jace and then just try to probably twin on Inferno Titan next turn, which is pretty threatening if you ask me. Not even bothering.
I mean, that seems fine, I guess. We just lose to a creature, though.
Do we? How?
Well, we just sack our board to Yawgmoth.
Can Yawgmoth sack itself? Oh, I guess you can proliferate with it. Never mind.
Yeah.
So you don't even need a creature to kill it.
Mm.
Well, Revoker doesn't really work. It'd be funny to Revoker and name Inferno Titan, but...
Yeah, Revoker naming Inferno Titan would be really good here, actually.
No, because they just attack and kill the Revoker.
It has hexproof.
How does Revoker have hexproof?
What the Undercity does, right? Doesn't it get hexproof until your next turn?
Oh, this is off of Undercity.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't put it together how we were looking at a bunch of cards. I thought it was like a Sensei's Top or something. Don't mind me.
I mean, it doesn't matter what Eli does here. I don't think he can lose. Maybe Stefan has something. I don't know. There's like a damnation off the shell dock, and it would take some sort of insane sequence for Eli to lose here. Right?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. Yeah, we're gonna have Hex Drinker almost with protection from everything.
He's trying to figure. Yeah, I mean, he's trying to figure out like if he can. I don't know. At this point, he's like 98% to win, and he's trying to calculate if he can squeeze out the deterministic win here. But this game is.
I wonder what is underneath Shelldock. Like, you can't say the game is over without knowing what's underneath Shelldock.
Well, it doesn't even matter. We could just cast the card. Like, we can proliferate on the Ashiok and then minus on the conscripts to take the Shelldock card.
That's a heads up play. You're good at this game. I did not think of that, but yeah, that's really good. Proliferate onto Ashiok, take Shelldock, just cast their card, really run them out of everything.
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't know. There's like probably some convoluted sequence of cube legal cards that you could lose to, but I think realistically, at some point, this game's over.
Yeah, I was thinking like Stefan survives a turn and a turn Mindslaver, untap, activate, then maybe you can win. Mindslaver off the Shelldock, obviously.
Yeah, like some sort of damnation thing. The problem is that like he also just has the Yogg too, so he still gets to draw like six. Yeah, exactly. It's like but I don't know. Maybe Eli has nothing left and he gets milled out. And I don't know. Is this the last game of the match? Do we know?
I don't know. I would assume so because we joined late.
Um,
Yeah,
the
it's definitely just a matter of making sure that you keep your board presence here and don't make any mistakes, and Eli's probably just winning.
I will say
Yeah, I think we're not going to let this
Eli
resolve.
is one of the people that I um, I think is quite impressive how like getting to watch him play in person at Worlds was even more so. But I think like he is very good at staying calm and collected and like not making mistakes. I like maybe more than anyone else that I've ever played against.
Oh, he's letting the twin happen.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense. He doesn't want to sack his whole board. Maybe there's.
But doesn't this just like Fury. Like you're losing your board either way?
Yeah, but his opponent's dead, right? Like, so Stefan is like. The problem is that the double Inferno Titan trigger just doesn't actually do enough. Like, he's still just dying to the Thief of Sanity.
Yeah.
But yeah, I probably wouldn't have done this. I probably would have sacked. Okay, this is game two.
Oh, we just tuned in at the end of game one. Nice. So, going after the Hex Drinker. Oh, that is some big respect for the Hex Drinker here. Stefan must not think that that's beatable. Yeah, I mean, the fact that he's going after Hex Drinker instead of, like, clearing up, taking the Fury, and trying to nuke the rest of the board, things have to be pretty bleak for that Shelldock card. Now we're going after the Inferno Titan. Get rid of the blockers here. Nope. Putting more damage on the Inferno. It's interesting that he's not going after the Fury. I'm really curious what Stefan's plan here is. It's got to be something. So maybe the Shell card is relevant. And he's being really tricky here. Just taking it. Ouch. Oh no, it's Ashiok that's taking it. Okay, that's no big deal. We don't care about that. Okay, and then Shelldock
Yeah, I mean,
is
at this point
hiding.
now, like
So we
now it's almost
proliferate.
more conceivable that there's ways. I think Ely missed the proliferate on Ashiok line
Yeah, to just
last
cast
turn.
whatever's under the Shelldock, because it seems like we're scared of
So now
whatever's
it's
under
now it's a
Shelldock.
little bit, yeah, now it's a little bit closer for sure. I don't know. Oh, I guess he's. I mean, there'd have to be something still kind of crazy on the Shelldock, which I don't really know what it would be, but like a Peevil maybe would do it.
The
He would have
initiative
Peevil
resets.
already.
No big deal. No planes to grab though. No planes for the. Oh, but we drew the white source, so not playing it.
Oh, he had already activated. Okay, never mind. I'm totally wrong. Yeah, he can't. He doesn't have enough black mana to get to 4 or to get to 5.
Oh, but playing the other swamp, that makes sense. Okay. Alright, so we just had some theatrics there. A little Hollywooding. Can't blame them. It's good to posture. Sometimes your opponent respects it too much.
I'm surprised we still have this bribery.
You don't think bribery's any good? You hit their zealous conscripts or something.
But yeah, I mean it's good against conscripts and Inferno Titan. We didn't totally see what was in Stefan's deck. It just seems like our deck is a little slow and we might rather have something just a little bit cheaper. We don't. It's like I think bribery is good when you have these like Soul Ring type cards or things where you can really cast it ahead of curve. But
What
I guess
if
bribery doesn't seem like the sort of card that we need, especially with Ashiok.
what if your opponent runs out Kiki Jiki onto a cold board, and then you bribery for conscripts and just win the game on the spot though?
That would be sick. But I mean, I don't think the bribery's horrible. Um, I'm a fan of bribery as a card. It's a good Luris card. Well, recurring nightmare is not in our main deck, or do we just board it out?
It was boarded out. It was in the main deck because it was in their game one with the Bowmaster, and we're adding the planes because there was about 4 different times that we were searching the library for a basic land that game and couldn't get the planes. So
Is that a frantic search?
yes,
Why do we have a frantic search? I guess we have a necromancy.
yeah, Necromancy and Recurring Nightmare would be my guess. Without the Recurring Nightmare, maybe Frantic Search could go.
I mean, I'm a big fan of the fair frantic search, but
Yeah, me
our deck
too.
is too good for the fair frantic search. I think.
I feel like if your deck has a relative, like, you don't have to have a lot of card advantage, you just have to have enough that you can expect to see it in the game, and then your Frantic Search is just going to help smooth those draws a lot of the time when you get to the mid game and you're just like looking for your gas. And then anytime you have something like Tolarian Academy or Gaia's Cradle, I think that's Gaia's Cradle in there, then all of a sudden the Frantic Search isn't necessarily fair. Sometimes it's really, really good. Gonti, Lord of Luxury. That's a card that I'd forgotten had been removed from the cube, and then LSV reminded me about it today. I'm happy to see it. That card is quite good. Holds down the board, gives you something to work with from your opponent's deck.
Well,
With Gonti and Ashiok, you could reasonably Splinter Twin yourself. Gonti the Splinter Twin, Ashiok the Pestermite. Oh, what is this? Can we get a hand with some spells, please?
we get the.
Alright. This hand also sucks, but I don't think we're going to 4. I think we're just gonna keep
Nathan
it.
would snap mold this.
You'd go to 4?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think whenever I'm presented a hand and there we go. Look at that.
No, I would keep it and I would just draw 2 lands off the top. I'm lucky like that though, so.
No way.
I would just.
I think whenever
I'd just draw land Orcish Bowmaster off the top.
Whenever I'm presented with a mulligan decision, I just imagine Nathan watching me from as though he's standing behind me, and then I try to imagine him yelling at me for keeping the hand, and then I click the mulligan button.
This is like the same as our 7, except with 3 less cards. It's like the actual exact same hand.
This hand's great. We're just gonna play Ashiok and turn 3 and win.
Yeah, I believe it. I just feel like the chances. This is something that Jarvis told me one time. I was like thinking about mulliganing, and he wanted to keep, and he just asked me point blank, like, well, do you think, what are your odds of winning on 4 cards, any 4 cards, versus your odds of top decking out? And that really made me think. So now I tend to keep hands like that and just try to get lucky.
I mean, sometimes I have moments of weakness where I keep hands like that, but
it's not a moment of weakness. It's a moment of strength. It's a moment of conviction, of knowing that the luck is inside you, just waiting to be drawn out.
nah, mulling in just regular limited formats is also goated. People, a lot of people don't seem to know that the London Mulligan is actually also accessible and limited.
Oh, I agree. For the first like 1 or 2 mulligans, but I basically keep any 5-card hand.
At the Pioneer PT, I registered Lotus Field going in with the intention of never mulliganing, and I forced Mono Blue and Limited with the intention of hard mulliganing. That's not really true, but it's a good story. Yeah, Nathan would be proud.
I should really take notes here because Nate and Eli are both better than me, so if they're willing to go to 4, maybe I should be too. I just hope to never be that unlucky.
London Mulligan's awesome. I'm a fan. Sorry, I don't want to say anything too controversial. It's not my.
Speak your mind, my friend.
It's not my platform. I'm a guest here.
Just don't say anything hateful.
I have no stated opinion about the London Mulligan, and I love the UK and all of its people.
Yeah, it's really the Londoners' fault, not the Mulligan. I agree. Demonic Tutor, that could be any card. Ooh, Pestermite, that could be game over on untap. We'll see how lucky. Do we have a Splinter Twin? Maybe a Kiki Jiki.
Love to see it.
A little bit of that Keeks Majeeks. Nope, just a Splinter Twin and a Scoop. Not gonna make him tap it, tappy and untappy.
I'd like to think I got Stefan to put that. I beat him a lot with the fair rituals until I maybe scammed him into playing them sometimes.
I mean, nothing wrong with a fair ritual.
They're great. You can just play Desperate Ritual in every deck.
Alright, let's go back to the LSV stream here. We're going to have LSV versus that deck we just watched. He's going to take on Stefan here. So we're going to have a bit of red-white aggro versus Splinter Twin. I think that having Burst Lightning and Incinerate and Path to Exile is going to be annoying for Stefan to have to navigate. And that this is just going to naturally favor this red-white deck because it's going to be a bunch of small threats. Stefan's interaction is going to be 1-for-1, and when you're all 1-drops, you don't really care about getting 1-for-1. You just want to keep playing stuff and have more threats than they have answers, or time to cast their answers. And also, this card's Sword of Fire and Ice is just protection from the whole deck. So, if I were a gambling man, I would put my money on LSV for this one. What do you think?
Playing as Karl. Did Karl win his first round? Okay, sorry.
Against the Splinter Twin deck.
Oh. No, I'd put my money on Stefan.
Really?
I don't know what else is in the deck, but yeah.
All right.
I mean, how do you ever attack into Deceiver Exarch? I don't think anyone's ever done it before.
You're right. It is hard to attack into a Deceiver Exarch. You could have a 2/2 though.
Yeah, but it just gets blocked.
What if it's Felden and then you get to draw a card? What if you have Sword of Fire and Ice? Literally build your own Progenitus.
Yeah, I don't know if Stefan's deck can beat Sword of Fire and Ice, if we're being serious, but...
I'm cheering for LSV. I hope that my 1-2 prediction is wildly off and we just get a 3-0. We're keeping a one-lander. All right. We got Mishra's Bobble and a draw.
Someone call... So. Yeah, LSV doesn't mulligan anymore after the PT finals.
So we have 2 philosophies on mulliganing. LSV is more in my camp. I can see that. If you mulligan, you have 1 less card. 1 less card is bad. The logic checks out. You don't want to mulligan. If you mulligan a bunch of times and you end up with a bad hand and you lose, it's your fault for mulliganing. If you keep a bad hand and don't draw out of it, it's your deck's fault for not helping you. Some logic right there, too. I believe that there's a plains on top.
Fun fact, both at the last Pro Tour, both Stefan and LSV had the same number of match points, but Stefan had 3 more draws.
3 draws is the same as a win.
True.
Hey, there's the land. It's not a plains. Kind of a skill issue there. But, you know, any land, as long as they keep coming, as long as there's 2 more lands on the top, I think we're happy. Because really, another mountain even, then we get to make a 4/4, and that is a pretty respectable size for turn 3. Nope. No more figure action. Ooh. That is not what we want. We want a plains. Deceiver.
This one is not looking great.
No, I believe that every single time my opponent plays Deceiver on me in a spot like that they're going to follow up with Splinter Twin. I think that's just how the game is programmed. Yeah.
LSV is not going to make him click through it.
This might be a fast one. No Jitte. That's kind of interesting because Jitte can interact at instant speed with the combo. Ooh, Gideon Jura's nice. Gideon Jura blanks it. Make everything attack the Gideon.
That was a classic Splinter Twin counter.
Ravages of War is also really good in this matchup. Blue-red tends to not have very much fast mana, and the need to have all your lands in play in order to combo, combined with not really having early plays, is a big weakness to Armageddon effects. I'm trying to think if there's something that we could cut for this Jitte, though, because I would definitely want to keep that in. Hitting Pestermite, it's not good against Deceiver, and it's not as good against Zealous, but, I mean, you can still answer those things. And we're on the play now.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some water.
Okay. Stay hydrated. It is not open deck list. However, what will happen is after round 1, like Eli played against Stefan in round 1, so Eli will probably take a screenshot of all the cards that he saw, so LSV will have access to what was seen by his teammate. So he should know about, like, the Pestermite, the Twin, the Conscripts. Ooh. We got some strip mining going on. I'm always tempted to just strip mine right away. I never know when I'm supposed to fire it off. Obviously, if you can create some board presence first and then strip mine and get them. But sometimes they just kept a hand with 2 lands and a Signet, and they're really relying on casting that Signet to have any mana, and the strip mine will just completely win you the game. Okay, here we go. I just strip that and play the Stoneforge Mystic here. Go get a Batter Skull. Sit back and relax. All this, any kind of mana disruption against Stefan's deck is going to be really good. He needs to have blue mana and at least 2 red mana. And 4 of it. And you want to have that stuff kind of early. What do you take here? Probably just the Seasoned. Ooh, Hellrider. Right in time. This is a nice spot to be in because I think that every single card is a good draw at this point. A land casts all the spells in your hand, and we don't have anything more expensive. We already have the 2 5-drops in hand. Those are the only cards that we couldn't cast. So it's literally just all upside from the top of the deck at this point. I always appreciate it when I'm in that kind of situation. Where you can just count on your draw phase being beneficial. Well, that was a quick game 2 to match the fast game 1. Maybe game 3 will be more interactive. No Batter Skull. Batter Skull's going away. Just all in on the sort of Fire and Ice being the one. doing a bit of a land swap here. Alright. Does want the hero of Blade Hold. Hero of Blade Hold on the draw is not very exciting, but you do want ways to just pressure and close out. The upside is it's unlikely that, I mean, if it comes down and your opponent isn't winning, it's very likely just going to run away with the game. But the downside is you're tapping out on a turn that your opponent is liable to combo, and you might want to just hold up interaction so you can stop them instead. You'd much rather have something like Restoration Angel. Are we going to get another one land keep on the draw? We have the bobble. We have a one drop. Yeah. We just got unlucky last time. How could it happen twice in the same match?
What did I miss?
Just sideboarding.
Did we win? LSV won game 2?
Yep, it was a landslide.
Okay, to be fair, this one has both a plateau in it and also it has the best card in our deck. So this one lander seems. We're also on the draw.
Heads up! Look at your own top of library. Yeah, I like this a lot better because with the fetch land and the bobble, you get to have one extra look for the land.
For a lot of reasons, yeah, this hand is substantially better than the one in game 1.
The downside is, because there was a land on top, we don't get the Bomat Courier.
I think that's okay. I think
it's a trade-off. It's a trade-off that we're accepting, for sure. Ooh, mana leak. Unlucky. You really want those early haste creatures to start chipping away. Demonic Tutor. So
Yorlingas.
Knowing how much redundancy to the combo is in MentalMisstep's deck here, we can pretty much assume that he has the combo at this point.
I mean,
although the amount of time he's spending to think about which piece to grab, maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, he could also just easily be getting a land. He could be getting there's a lot of things I think that he could be getting at this point.
Well, I'm just thinking there's about 5 different cards that he could have where he's just tutoring for the other piece of the combo right now. So that's why I think it's very likely. I think it's a safe assumption still.
Ooh, Lava Claw Reaches, a Nathan Steuer fan favorite win condition.
We're about to find out what happened though here.
Wow,
It probably was for the land.
Yeah. Oh, I guess he was figuring out which land to take.
Yeah. It had to have been for the land there, because none of these cards are worth tutoring for.
I am surprised that we jammed this instead of the Erlingas. It seems like, unless we know about Snuff Out or something.
I mean, I like playing the Spellbinder right here. As far as we know, our opponent is going to combo us, so let's just get that out, while they're tapped out.
Well, they're tapped out. Yeah, but I mean, if you just jam the Spellbinder the next turn.
But then they'll not be tapped out. Maybe they counter, and then we don't know what they have, and we're playing in fear. But now we have full information. The 4 Yorlings is still good.
That's true. We don't have the Monarch. I guess we can still get it here. We can double force.
Although I don't think we'd want to, because then they just don't block and take the Monarch.
Are there any Tolkien fans in the chat who can tell me explain to me the lore of 4th Yorlingas? I know one of you must have read the Silmarillion, or however you pronounce it. Maybe it's in one of the books. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm unawares. There's so many options. Do you just play your couple 1-drops, save the burn spell, next turn you can cast your 4th Yorlingus and just take the Monarch and hold it?
How does the card work? You get 2. If he casts it for 2, he gets 2/2/2 Samurais with haste, and they.
And then whenever a creature you control deals damage to your opponent this turn, you get the Monarch. Combat damage. I think you don't want to just play it because they can just take back the the Monarch right away. And it's just like introducing some variants. If we play our other creatures first, so like we play our other creatures, hold up Incinerate, maybe end of turn Incinerate something, untap, play like Hellrider. Oh, we can just Incinerate now and then attack. This works too. Yeah, I like this. This is heads up. We know that our opponent is just like on some mopey cards, so let's just increase our board presence, maybe make them use their removal on our stuff now.
Sorry, I missed what just happened. What was the play that we made? We played
the one drops and killed the board. Basically, we just like traded off on board, just asserting our board presence here. Stefan can go like Colligan's Command, get back the Aether Channeler, which is ostensibly kind of good, but then the fourth Yorlingus is going to be very nice. And the fact that we know about the Bloodthirsty Adversary, we're not going to get got by haste to lose the Monarch.
This card is broken. This Yorlingus card.
Yes.
It's just Fireball that also gives you the Monarch.
Yes. Yorlingus is another name for the Rohirrim. Okay. Not getting back the Channeler, just making us discard a card. Yeah, we'll take a land. A land is another 2/2. No, don't attack with everything. You lose the Monarch.
I don't think he cares about the Monarch.
Oh yeah, right. I'm tunnel visioned on not losing the Monarch. I don't realize it's 8-20. And if you attack, you die.
They have trample too? They get trample forever?
Oh, I suppose so.
Oh my god, Zax. It's the Zax play.
Oh, Seething Song? Adversary Seething Song? So broken.
Sadly, I don't think it's going to bail us out of this one because these creatures have trample for...
It's still a cool play. I'll give credit where credit is due.
Oh my god, let's go.
Whoa! That was an earthquake.
Okay, never mind.
Did you feel that?
I can't believe I ever doubted the Zax play.
Did you feel that shaking? It was a rolling earthquake.
Okay, can we talk about how unflavored... Apparently, they're the... chat just told us that they're the horse lords, but they don't have horsemanship.
Oh, right. Rolling earthquake shouldn't be able to kill the horse lords. I'm going to write a letter to
I would definitely file for comp if I were LSV, yeah. Sorry, this is, to be clear, is not the official view of the broadcast. You should not file for comp for... That was intended to be a joke.
I think people can get it that it's a joke. File for comp because of lore issues. Wow, strip mine into Rashadan Port. If only mana denial were good here. Unfortunately, that land is just gonna get sunk into.
Okay, well, this was the play of the. This was definitely the sickest game of the night.
Yeah, that was quite a comeback. The Seething Song into Bloodthirsty Adversary, that is just really cool. I've never seen that one. Makes me want to do it myself.
I had never seen it before Zax did it. Stefan was so impressed that he showed me the replay. Him getting annihilated.
It's a good line. It's a nice line. All the more reason to have a Seething Song in your deck.
I had actually for this pro tour I built a deck around that interaction, and then someone told me that Seething Song's in fact banned in Modern.
Was that because of Charbelcher? I don't remember when that got
banned. No, I'm just gonna guess. I think it was probably the artwork.
Which lands do you prefer out of these? Do you like the Mirage
lands?
Oh,
I'm a big fan of the Mirage lands, yeah.
Or do you like these Gurus?
No, I'm very partial to Mirage Lands.
Yeah, I really like the Mirage Lands too. When I was
I also
growing up, the Gurus were always kind of like the chase lands that everybody wanted, so I have like a special place for those.
I
But
also like the other plateau artwork better, if I'm being honest. But um, I I don't know if that one's on Moto.
kind of a sad state of affairs for LSV here. Just too many lands. Oh, Seething Song because of Storm. That makes sense. That makes a lot more sense than Charbelcher.
Damn, it's still banned. They forgot to unban it when they unbanned Wild McConnell.
If only we could draw that fourth Yorlingus again, that'd be a really good top deck. I'm trying to think. We have Glorybringer still, right? Or is that gone?
I mean, we have the Glory Bringer, but it's going to
That's
be
gonna be
hard for
too
it to
little,
get
too
out of
late
it
at this
at this
point,
point. Yeah,
probably.
I think
Yeah, we can't afford to be
I
taking
think we
this
really
out.
just needed our horses to have a little bit more horsemanship if we were going to win this game.
True. True, true, true. Hey, that's a mana sink.
Okay, well that was a sick game.
Yeah, that was a string of games. Just lands on top. Okay, let's pop in and see what's happening over here. Oh, nothing there. Here we go. We got a game. And what a game. There's so many things going on. I can't comprehend. I don't know who's winning. We got a Mystic Confluence being cast from Exile. I don't know how that's happening. Oh, from Gonti. Ooh. Ooh, what a
From
surprise. Oh, this is a
Golos.
juicy, juicy
Is
line.
it not from Golos?
Oh, maybe it's from Golos.
No, I don't know what it's from.
Yeah, it could be from Golos. It could be from Golos or Gonti. Either way, the Golos is from Gonti, so all things come from
No, the
Gonti.
Golos looks like it's a metamorph or a phantasmal image. It's a phantasmal image of his
Oh,
opponents.
well. There's just so many things going on. Like I said, it's impossible to comprehend. We'll see whose
This one
graveyard the Mystic Confluence
definitely
goes
more
to.
crowded than the last one. The ones in the last game.
It's exciting because it's just, whoa, apparently that's just game. The Mystic Confluence was from Gonti. What a lord of luxury, you know? Whenever I cast Gonti, I'm like, this is luxurious. Casting a mystical confluence from your opponent's library. Illustrious, even. I'd put the Thief of Sanity in just so I could do that more often.
I can't really. I just have no clue how we would sideboard because I don't know what's in our opponent's deck really. But I
There's
mean,
a
if
mystical
casting their
confluence.
Mystic Confluence was good, then I guess Thief of Sanity is,
There's a Mere
you know,
Battlesphere. There's a Golos, Tireless Pilgrim. I know of those cards at least.
I just like that we're not boarding out a Recurring Nightmare. That seems good here.
I love seeing Recurring Nightmare in play. Even when
I
my
mean,
opponents do
it's
it to me, I just respect it. It's like,
certainly
yeah.
one of my all-time favorite cube cards.
I've locked so many people out with Recurring Nightmare. I've done it every which way. I can't even be mad when my opponent gets me with it. I had a season where I was just Recurring Nightmare on Palancron every draft.
Yeah, the only sin of Recurring Nightmare is that you can't play with Luris.
Mm. I mean, you can if you just put the Luris in the main deck.
I've never done that in my life.
That's the only way I play Luris. All right, Terribad on the play. We got a curve out. This is a pretty easy keep. Let's see what Terribad's up to here. The Misty Rainforest. We don't want lands, we want spells.
This hand seems great.
Yeah, this hand's still good even with a land off the top. You know what I haven't seen yet is Bowmaster in response to the opponent's wheel. That'd be a good one.
So we haven't seen anyone cast any Black Lotuses or Moxes or anything yet. Is this a we sure this is a
Yeah,
vintage?
it's been very classic vintage cube. Everybody playing fair.
Yeah, Karl expertly playing around the Bowmaster.
Yeah. Bowmaster in response to Brainstorm would be a good one. Bowmaster has so many hidden modes, like you use your own Dak Faden to make them draw 2 cards. I'm just
Yeah,
thinking of
it's
all the
definitely the.
ways.
I would definitely on the Lazatep Reaver tier list. I would put it very high. I might even say that it's the best Lazatep Reaver of all time.
I agree. Yeah, it's much better than classic Lazotep Reaver, that's for sure.
And the extra point of toughness goes a long way, but
Well, you get 2 power and 2 toughness with this one.
well, you got to work for it. Lazatep Reaver, you're getting
Yeah,
a
I guess
two
that's
three worth
basically a
of
two
stats
three.
out of the gate.
But shooting a Birds of Paradise, I think, is better than doing nothing upon entering the battlefield.
Zombie is also a premium creature type. Orc tribal is not quite as supported these days.
Orc is like one of the original creature type like synergies back from the Fallen Empire days, though. You
True.
had Orc Lords back then. Back from my youth, when I looked at the older cards, I'd be like, these are the cards that the ancients played with, and it'd be like 4 mana for a 1/1 orc that gives your other orcs +1/+0.
We get a match score check.
It is unknown. We
Okay,
know that Eli won the most recent game we watched, but
let me get a match score check.
I'm not. I forgot to implement reporting, so I don't know what's going on apart from what we're watching. For future events, I'll make sure to have some kind of reporting, so it's not just this is what's happening. We'll know like what the team scores are and what everybody's record is, and maybe I'll get like an overlay so we can see who won game 1. But for now, we don't have any of those bells and whistles. I appreciate y'all bearing with me. What we have is a Blightsteel versus a Blightsteel. One of the best answers to Blightsteel, honestly. Is this a phantasmal image, though? So really any targeted
Here's a
spell.
phantasmal image. Oh my god, sorry, I looked away. I was trying to get the records. This game is
Oh, that's bad news.
have you ever
For
gotten your
Blightsteel.
Lightsteel Colossus? prismatic ending before. It's
For 1 mana, that should cost 13 or 12.
but we got a. Oh, are the Twitch notification sounds coming through too? I think these are.
Whoops. I don't even know how to turn those off. I don't even know where they're coming from.
Well, I'm gonna guess they're coming. You should just mute the stream because these are from Eli's stream. So I'm gonna guess, unless you have your notifications on.
No, they're coming. They were coming even like as soon as I turned on OBS.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm just like.
Can you just set yourself as away on, or set yourself to busy on Discord? Should mute them. Do not disturb.
Well, these are like people following, right? And it makes that noise.
Oh. Oh, Twitch notification sounds. Never mind. I take it back. I thought they said Discord. I don't know. I'm just here for the commentary. I'll leave the.
For future broadcasts, I'm gonna try to move to like a more popular channel anyway, so we should avoid any of these roadblocks or whatever. However you would want to refer to it. Any production issues should be mitigated for future broadcasts.
Yeah, I'll let our production team know.
I'm not used to running stuff. I'm not a pro streamer.
Are we
just a guy who loves Cube.
Or we just go to 1. Can we Jace it? No, never mind.
No.
Wow, that was a sick play.
That is lethal.
Wait, did he just miracle or did we was that just blind?
It might have been a miracle.
This game was insane. What?
I was too busy apologizing for the noises.
Can we get a live replay on this game? I feel like I process exactly what was going on.
We don't have live replays either.
Just to recap, we got a Blightsteel, and then we had a Phantasmal Image Blightsteel, and he had was threatening to Jace bounce or Necromancy back to Phantasmal Image, and then we got a Blind Miracle Bonfire to kill him for exactly lethal.
Although the Blightsteel was likely going to be good enough next turn too.
Was going to get bounced by the Jace.
Oh, we had Jace?
Yeah.
I completely lost the plot of that game at the end. So that was game 2, obviously. Now we're here for game 3. Anybody that wanted a game count? I have deduced that after watching 2 games end and the match not being over, there will be a third. I want to see a Talisman on turn 2 and an Undermountain Adventurer on turn 3. Or is that what it's called? The Green Adventurer. Because I like getting the initiative early, so watching other people get it when it's not against me also brings me joy. It's sad that this Craterhoof's not seeing play. This Adventurer curves right into Craterhoof. It's pretty nice.
Oh, I actually didn't know the carded text other than.
It adds 2 mana, and if you've completed a dungeon, it adds, I think, 6 green instead. Although, once you've completed the dungeon, if that thing is still in play... What is with these hands? This is... Whoa! Who blacklisted Eli on it? Magic Online. Somebody tell the deck to put him back on the whitelist server. He's on the Malcontent server. This is just deja vu. This is the exact same 5 that he had to mulligan to 4 last time.
Don't put. This is what happens when you put Cradle in your deck.
Oh, I just realized that Eli had a curse put on him earlier today. He accidentally pulled out in front of a witch and she put a hex on him. That's what's going on. Oh, we're keeping the one lander this time.
I mean, we have 2 lands on our hand.
I mean, do we? Is Gaia's Cradle a land in this context?
I mean, if we draw a forest, this hand's okay.
Yeah. Not really, but I mean, it's better than It's better than
Actually,
unfunctional.
yeah, you're right. Sorry, it's not actually. I was thinking we cast the Gonti on turn 3, but you're right.
If we draw Bayou.
Okay, I think our best out is actually just to copy something good with Phantasmal Image.
Maybe I mean, drawing a Bayou maybe puts us into this game.
Do we have a Bayou in our deck?
I would hope so. For this situation. Specifically. Hey, what's up?
I see that. I would have kept this hand too.
I'm so happy that was on top and we get to watch a game instead of just a sad state of affairs. It might not even be much of a game, but at least we're going to get some spells cast from both sides, probably. Let's see what we have the luxury of casting here. Is that a mystical tutor and nothing else?
We hit a Spellseeker too.
Oh.
But I don't. It looks like our deck is not exactly set up for Spellseeker.
Mystical tutor for bribery.
Or is it really set up for spells? Yeah, for mystical tutor. I mean,
we can cast bribery next turn.
You can't play lands off of Gonti, right? Not that you'd really want to.
No, you cannot.
You could take the 3-mana 1/1, but yeah, this is a pretty tragic Gonti.
I don't think it's that bad.
Our briberies are our only hit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the bribery gets Blightsteel. I guess it's a.
I mean, we're casting bribery next turn. We get to cast a powerful spell next turn. I think that's a good hit.
No, you're totally right. Yep. The Cradle produces 2.
Especially if we get a tap out here. Get to do it with
Oh, you think Karl's going for the Wake Thrasher combo?
That's a Grim Monolith, right?
Oh, I don't know.
It combos with Wake Thrasher, but it's only
I can't tell.
It just turns it into a shade.
I only know that Urza's.
Oh no, the Blightsteel's coming into play before we can cast it ourselves. What a disaster. This hand was looking up and now it's just looking...
We still could... I think it's not horrible to still do it. It might be better than casting the image. Like, you can just upkeep Mystical for bribery, and at the very least you can take the Golos.
But we're facing Blightsteel here.
Yeah, we'll block it once and then Phantasmal Image it. Like... I think you just want to spend your mana this turn. I don't know what, like, it's not like if you just Blightsteel it, if you just like copy it and pray, I don't know how good it's realistically going to get for you. Uh-oh.
No, I think we want to copy it. I mean, if we had that option, because then we can trade and then we can bribery for the Blightsteel again because it'll get shuffled back.
That's true. We might just die to this though.
Yeah, we'll see. Getting Citadel over Blightsteel in this board state is definitely a decision.
I don't think I've ever put Citadel into play in a cube draft and not promptly died to it.
Your own?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say almost every single time I've had it in play, it leads to my win.
Oh, I think that's what's supposed to happen. I think I am bad and probably slightly unlucky.
I'm good at having senseis divining top and play first.
That also helps, yeah.
So do we just mystical for bribery here? Oh, you know
I
what? I bet
good because you don't
Blightsteel
want
is. I bet Blightsteel's in hand. I bet his hands are
well,
tied. He
I
couldn't
mean
get the
it's
Blightsteel
you
because he
also
drew
just
it.
shouldn't cast it because you can't bright cast like when you had the other creature in play and you could cast the blight steel right away, it
Oh
made
yeah,
sense.
yeah. I missed that
For
we don't even have the
bright.
mana for it. Also, I think with reasonable certainty we can
We could take
assume that.
frantic search. It is a legal play.
Yeah. I if I had to bet one way or the other, I'd actually bet on Blightsteel being in hand because this was just such a lackluster Bolas's Citadel. Like, why would you ever do that if you had the option to get Blightsteel?
Yeah, that could be true.
Like, no way to rearrange the top of your deck. You're just playing Bolas's Citadel and hoping that it's better than Blightsteel. There's just no
Bouncing
way.
bouncing Gonti is a really weird play. I mean he Karl clearly knows that he has the mystical tutor
How
because
would
he
he know?
searched his
Oh, because
library.
of the
He
the
searched his
Tinker.
library with the
Yeah.
Tinker and probably checked, but
Yep.
because there's just no other way that you would bounce the Gonti. So he's playing around the bribery, I would assume.
Yeah.
But that's like a pretty heads up play. You have to do quite a bit of calculating for that. And Karl has he didn't use that much time.
That's just how good he is. He's got a screenshot of his deck right there. Just glances over it real quick. Oh, Mystical Tutor. I mean, it's a one drop, so you're going to see it right away.
Oh yeah, he didn't know about the cradle. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, he must have just bounced it. I don't know.
Oh, he didn't know about Cradle. True. So why do you bounce Gonti?
Maybe he's just trying. He just wants to make a tempo play.
Yeah.
This is cast off the top, so he's just yeah. Yeah, it's the
Oh, it
only
was
legal
casting off the top. Okay, I got it all now. Yeah, you just want to get the card off the top and hope you hit something underneath.
Oh, you can cast the adventure part off the top? Okay, never mind. I thought he would just play the 3-1 then, though, for the extra life. But I guess he wants to save a life. That's reasonable. I had not thought about that at all.
Now do we get the bribery, though? What's this other card?
Mystic Confluence.
Oh, that was a good hit. So maybe we don't even care about hitting bribery anymore. Maybe we just stay with the confluence.
I mean, I think you still... I don't know. I mean, I think you're kind of getting punished by some sort of counterspell or something like that if you mystical tutor bribery, but the casting the Mystic Confluence here is just so unlikely to be good. It seems like you kind of just have to. I don't know. At least my intuition is not.
Yeah,
Not.
all the threats are coming off the top with Citadel, so you're gonna have to do probably a counter unless they pay 6.
Yeah, it's just sort of hard for me to sculpt a way that we win this game without just kind of going for the greediest play possible, which is the bribery one.
Also, just having the Mystical Confluence as a ace in the hole in case Blightsteel finds its way into play is nice. Just use it as
And
a
like
way to clear away the final
either
blocks or
Carl's
whatever.
hand is just horrible, or it's like he has a bunch of instant speed stuff, in which case we're gonna lose. I mean, that's like not quite true, but kind of how. I don't know. It's so weird for your opponent to pass here with so much mana up. Unless they're just have absolutely nothing going on.
Well, I mean, that's what I would kind of assume is happening. I think that
Yeah, I
it's
think
probably just
you just have to,
astronomical bad luck from our opponent's side. Because, like, at some point, you just have to accept that they're probably
but
getting
now
really
we
unlucky
well,
when they
but
don't do anything.
the Golos. Do we know where the Golos is? Did it get boarded out?
Yeah, maybe it got cut. Either that or it's in hand. What do you take here?
I would take the jailer.
It's either Jailer or Elishnorin.
Well, I'm worried that our opponent intentionally let this bribery resolve because I don't know if it's very weird if they have the Golos in hand that they wouldn't have
I like Elishnorn because now we can Phantasmal on our
cast
Gonti,
it.
get 2 triggers. I think a few of the, like Golos, for example, it turns that off. I think probably if you get Palace Jailer.
Yeah, it's just why wouldn't our opponent have cast the Golos last turn? Like,
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Because
I
there's
think the
no
the
conditional
upside of the
counterspell.
Palace Jailer is just that you get something right away, and so you're sort of guaranteed to get the Monarch regardless. Whereas,
Well, I would just be worried about losing the Monarch to something like Wandering Emperor.
I mean, it's kind of hard to lose the Monarch, and I don't know.
I mean, all it would take is one other piece of interaction here because it's Wandering Emperor, Mishra's Factory, and then any other interaction, and they steal the Monarch from you, and you don't have any way to get it
That's
back.
true.
I'm always really wary about just taking the Monarch when I don't have an established board presence.
Yeah, I guess with the factory, it's sketchier for
Especially
sure.
just like in these cubes. I used to be more aggressive about taking the Monarch because I was used to playing like leagues where you get away with it more often, but like especially here, these players just like find a way to punish it. There's like I'm doing everything it takes to get that Monarch from you because once I have it, I win. So I try to just like get an established.
Okay,
Ooh,
well,
that's good.
this is quite nice for us.
Maybe we knew about the Chariot too, and that's another reason to take the Elish.
The the chariot got cast off the Citadel.
Oh well, yeah. And then Glenn next. But now the opponent is at 4.
Well, yeah, Phantasmal Images on Glenn is like disgusting though.
Yeah, I was about to say Phantasmal Image and any kind of persist creature is exactly what you love. I think that Mystical Confluence is just GG though.
Well, we're not going to resolve it into the Archmages.
Yeah. But that thing is going to have to block here, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Eleanor can get jump blocked for a while, but it's definitely very threatening on this board.
Yeah, I don't expect the Glen Elenda to stay in play that long.
I think they're probably gonna Karl will probably crew the chariot and block to start. Like it'll probably be like a Mishra's Factory. I don't even know if we can attack with the Eleanor actually, because the like
Oh yeah, that can just double block, triple block.
how do you I think they would it only Eleanor only is ETB triggers, right? I think persist is a death trigger. Um, from chat.
Okay. Well, that can get rid of the Glen Elenda right away.
Yeah. Well, we need to sack the. I guess it's pretty nice actually. You can play the image on the
Yep.
Glenelander Archmage, and then you can play the Yogg and sack both. But I don't know if you really want to do that.
I kind of like that. You sack both, kill the Glen, and then persist, kill, like finish off the Glen, and then next turn you're winning. Definitely worth thinking it through here, though. Lots of different permutations on the same idea.
Are you winning the next turn?
Yeah, because of Confluence, you just get rid of any blocker.
Well, the factory makes that different. Like both the factory and the chariot mean that's not really true.
Yeah, okay. Virtually you're winning next turn.
There's also an interesting question about which one you play first, whether you play the Yogg first or the image first. Which is already by itself not an easy decision to make.
I think image makes sense to play first. Right?
It's definitely it's. I think it's probably safer to play it first.
Because
Yeah.
that protects the Yogg. And playing Yogg first doesn't really have much upside.
Yeah. So he must have battle. I think unless he boarded it out based on the bribery, he probably does.
Yeah, because we knew about Battlesphere.
But that's also he might have boarded it out. It's a weird. I don't know. It's just so hard for me to feel like he has Golos and like if he has Golos and Battlesphere in hand, and
so the hand is just Golos, Battlesphere, Blightsteel.
I mean, I guess Battlesphere is really bad to cast into.
Yeah, you don't want to cast the Battlesphere
Like into Elish Norn, but the Golos is mostly fine.
Are we gonna get a bunch of blocks on this Elish Norn with this attack here? Crew, Chariot, block with Chariot and Foundry or Factory. No, that wouldn't work. Never mind. We're not going to see that. Yogg puts the kibosh on that.
Yeah, this attack is rough.
No, this attack works, right? Because even if everything blocks...
Well, Yogg threatens here, but you're like... There are just so many ways that it can go wrong. And the upside is so low. Like, in the best case, you're just killing the Chariot. And in the worst case, you're getting the Elish Norn. It's just something's gonna happen, and yeah. Like even in this case where we block, we have to like sack something now, and that means we can't kill the Glenalandra Archmage. Or we can, but we have to give up our own clan.
It would take me too long to really think everything through, but I feel like it's not necessarily the worst to be attacking here. Just getting the ball rolling on our advantage, like we can't just like sit and pass into Citadel every single turn and expect to win. And if we're able to create amount of pressure and just like relieve the board tension and keep our presence and then like draw a couple cards off this Yogg here, I don't think that that's bad.
That's a sick... Wow. That's a really sick line from Tom Martell. I would not have seen that.
Phantasmal on Chariot, get 4/2/2 cats.
That's insane.
Oh, man.
I mean, we don't... It's worth pointing out that we don't necessarily win, because we still are, like, potentially very dead to the Citadel. If he has a way to deal with the... Like, if we get rid of our flying blocker, it's not hard for him to just attack in the air and then Citadel us.
He's a few permanents away from that.
Yeah, he's not there yet, but it wouldn't take... He's at 8, so I guess he'll lose the Chariot here, so we go to 7.
You can't sacrifice the Factory.
Yeah, sorry. He has 7 other permanents.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. You'd have to get rid of Elish Norn and have, like, Battlesphere or something.
I mean,
which
the
I guess
Emperor
is
makes
not
token.
unreasonable.
He just needs two permanents in play. It's not that hard. I guess we can kill the Borrower.
Yeah, I think that we don't have to worry about Citadel activation at this juncture. Maybe in a turn or two.
We can't play around it anyways. If he has the Citadel, we're gonna die. So
yeah.
damn. Yeah, if Eli saw all of this, that is an insanely heads-up play.
Eli's definitely very good. I imagine he knows what's going on here.
I will say that he's definitely very good at.
Yeah, he's going
I
straight
have
for it.
definitely played against him where he has found very
Oh man,
complicated
this is
cards.
so sick. Just like get all the cats, use the cats as fodder for the Yogg. That's like basically just draw 4 cards here.
I have lost a number of cube matches to Ely in spots that I thought I couldn't possibly lose and probably shouldn't have been able to lose because he found something really convoluted.
Well, he's certainly one of the best players in the world. I don't think anybody would
Yeah.
argue that.
Yeah, this is so. Oh, and we get all the Yogg things too. Wow, that's so
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah. It's like just let's draw 4 cards. Why not?
Oh, and wow. Never mind. Yeah, no, he's totally winning now. I
Yeah. So factory pumps itself here. Then he has to sack one more thing.
um yeah, now or we just have to fade the Citadel, which is I mean, there's definitely some chance that we could die to it.
No chance. We can just like kill a permanent.
We can't. Yeah, we can. Sorry, I'll take it back.
Like he needs to put 4 permanents into play. Like how is that even going to happen? He needs to put 5 permanents into play. I mean, technically we could just like take out the chariot and the token and he'd have to put everything into play, but I don't think we want to go that low on permanents. Although we have the recurring nightmare. I don't know. Recurring Nightmare Bowmaster is just going to close things out for us as well. There's so many ways to win here. It might make sense to just completely neuter the board. Oh, Glen Elenda doesn't even come back because it has the counter on it. That's sick. Oh, and you can just revoke her the Citadel too if you really want. Yeah, just revoke her Citadel and give it a pass.
Okay, sorry, I'm back. Okay, well, this
What
was
a delightful game to watch.
Yeah, this is a very impressively played game by Ely. It's the like cube games can get the board states in this cube games can get so insanely complicated.
Yeah, you get to this point where you're dancing such a razor's edge where it's like, yes, you're way ahead, but also, yes, if you make one misstep, you're dead.
Yeah, and it's obviously like playing with a lot of the most complicated cards in the game. How they all interact with each other. There's definitely like a lot of room to find these sort of intricate lines that can get you out of these spots.
Yeah, that was
But yeah, this
really,
was
really fun to watch. Now we get to see Terribad try to get some redemption against LSV here for the final round.
yeah. See, LSV. I said this when he put into play. I've literally never won a cube match after putting Citadel into play, but apparently other people
have. I don't think I've ever lost with it in play, so
I think I've put into play probably like 6 times in my life in cube drafts, and I think I'm actually 0-6.
I only play it in decks where it's really good though. Like I'm not a Bolas Citadel enjoyer in general. I enjoy it when I can get it to work, but I only put it in my Broken Storm decks when I have Tinker. All right, taking the play. Lots of unplayable opening hands. We're just working with 5 cards. This is a master class in how to win with fewer resources. Start by playing Goblin Guide. Give your opponent more resources. That way, they'll have so much going on they won't know how to handle it all. Like, nothing like a Goblin Guide, fill their hand up to 9 right away. They have to discard to hand size. Just demoralizing. It's not going according to plan. You're not supposed to get your Goblin Guide killed. It's much better when it attacks with impunity for a while.
Okay, well, we got the Tinker.
Yeah, Bomat Courier, I don't know if y'all know this, but it is Lightning Bolt and Ancestral Recall all in one package. And I think we're going to see that here. Stealing a Citadel with Dak Faden is definitely a vibe.
Wow.
Going after the blue?
We don't just jam the sword.
Oh, that's the red-white talisman. Okay, that makes sense. Just kill the blue mana.
Would you have done that instead of jamming the sword there?
I think I would jam the sword, but I can respect just like going after your opponent's lands. It's an angle where you're like, if my opponent doesn't have a blue source, maybe I just wind up way ahead here. So it's a gamble with a super high upside.
Oh, we know the Tinker. Sorry, I thought we saw the Tinker option. Never mind. That makes total sense. I thought. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, Tinker was revealed with Goblin Guide even?
Yeah, my brain spaced out. I thought it was Ragavans.
I did not see that Tinker was the card revealed. That makes even more sense to kill the blue. Well, Tinker is going to be really hard to beat unless Terribad has drawn the Blightsteel again, which might be the case. Although, if that's the case, it's no longer the case. Brainstorm is the answer to that.
I mean, we're not totally dead. Like, we can still Bomat and try to draw our Path to Exile or whatever. It's a lot of looks.
Yeah, Bomat is drawing 4 cards next turn. Pretty nice. Yeah, and if Bomat goes for the path, then we're not going to even miss a step here.
I can't remember if we picked anything else that can deal with it. We could also maybe, if we don't hit, we might be able to jump block it and stay alive for enough turns to burn him out.
Yeah, he's at 11, so...
I mean, it's going to be hard, but it's maybe possible.
Yeah, I don't think that that's really that reasonable. Gonna be rough. Well, we can't play that. Can't really equip either. Just have to attack and...
I think you have to start with attacking.
Yep.
You hope that you get something good. And then... I mean, you might get another turn. You might get, like, to sack the Sunbaked Canyon.
No, it's just a Stoneforge Mystic and a prayer.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to hope to block and...
Stoneforge, thin the deck 1. Make it 1 more likely to draw a Path to Exile. I guess we gotta look here to see what the outs are.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, never mind.
So, it is all down to the top card. Is it a Path to Exile? Oh no, it's not even down to the top card. It's over.
Yeah, we also can't beat any cards out
Yep.
of Karl's hand. So
Good old trampling. It was not on the top. No fret. Don't really have any answers. Gotta
yeah,
hope that
Tinker is
doesn't happen again. Yeah, I'm looking. There's no. We didn't get the Palace Jailer. We didn't get the Solitude. Those are the classic answers from white. Zealous Conscripts is the classic answer for red. Didn't get that.
yeah, we never took that Oblivion Ring. I mean, you could do like more roundabout stuff. You could try to play blue for Spell Queller, Expressive Iteration.
Oh, I
We
forgot
do
to
have the
add
two
Touch the
colors, but
Spirit Realm. I just realized.
I
That
don't
was the
think
card I
that's
was going to add.
I think Oblivion Ring is better than Touch.
LSV prefers Touch the Spirit Realm. That's what it popped into my head. It's like he might have taken the Touch,
Wow.
not the Oblivion Ring. He doesn't like Oblivion Ring.
Really? I think Oblivion Ring is so much better.
I agree. I want to get rid of Planeswalkers. I like to get rid of any kind of permanent enchantments.
I just think the separate trigger is really good.
Oh, you like play the Oblivion Ring and blink it somehow?
Yeah, it just comes up all the time.
How are you blinking your Oblivion Rings?
Usually like Venser or something.
7 mana. Exile a permanent.
It comes up more often than you think, but there's also like other weird stuff. Like you touch the Spirit Realm can only target your opponent's things, I believe.
No, you can blink
It's
your own
artifact,
stuff, right?
you can target your own. Yeah.
Here's
They
a
added
opening hand. This is what we're looking for.
and the
This
Moto
is so
Vintage
much better.
Cube. Yeah, this hand is very nice.
Goblin Guide and Felden. Any mono red enjoyers in chat? Just 6 damage in the first 2 turns, and our opponent has Blight Steel in hand. You love to see it. You love to see it. Oh. Now make him draw a card with Goblin Guide. He'll have too many cards. They'll have to discard the hand size. It's useless. Haha. Psychological damage, making him discard to hand size.
I mean the delay trigger, you don't have to bounce it. The delay trigger on Oblivion Ring is also just good because they can't kill it in response to get, I don't know, you want to reset the counters on a Planeswalker or something.
Grim Monolith is a bit scary to be facing down, but we're just gonna barrel ahead, tap out again. Wow. Look at all these cards coming out here. Doesn't even have to discard to hand size. No psychological damage.
Wasn't discarding the hand size like quite good here for him? He wants to discard the Blightsteel.
Oh yeah, right. Wasn't even thinking about it like that. No psychological damage possible. I'm just trying to think of the upside of my opponent casting Ancestral Recall, because there's not really much bright side to that. I was just trying to put a nice shiny spin on it.
Yeah, Ancestral Recall is quite a good card.
Okay, so that is really hard to beat. Oh dear.
Well, we have Pro Blue. I mean, we can't race it, but
what do we have?
there was a dream.
We got a few turns to draw a Plains and a Path to Exile. Oh yeah, we can attack and then look at the top 6. Might as well, right? We're just completely changing gears here. Oh, this is so sad.
I mean, he just doesn't have to block. Like it, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the attack itself is just a sad state of affairs. I'm not saying it's a bad attack or that he has to block. In fact, it's a good attack. It's just a sad attack. So, is there any way to do 16 damage with one card off the top? Or... I think the only way that we win this game is going plains, path. And we have the 2 turns to draw it, pretty much. Oh, there's the plains. Halfway there.
And drawing path is also not actually. I mean, it's also not like once we draw path to exile, we're magically in a good spot either.
No, it just means that we get to keep playing the game.
Yes.
I'm wondering why we didn't just attack with Hazaret and leave the Feldon back to block, because it's already been demonstrated that they're not going to block the Feldon.
Feldon can't block.
Oh, that answers my question.
And the other reason is that the Sphinx can block Hazaret, and they gain 6 life.
Oh yeah, it has pro red. Yeah.
Yeah, so attacking them actually.
No, yeah, you're totally right. Let me just screw my head on straight here, and I'll figure things out.
Yeah.
I'm just suggesting the worst lines possible here. Par for a Cube Draft broadcast.
That's Twitch Chat's job. Finally get to get rid of our Blightsteel.
Yeah, he needed the skull crack to make that Hazaret attack work.
Yeah, that would do it. Any flaring pains?
Glory bringer doesn't bring glory. I guess Jitte on the Feldon, like, could buy.
Yeah, it's either going to buy you some time or potentially draw you into Path to Exile. Attacking with the Hazaret seems weird though.
Yeah, now that it's been established that it has pro red, I'm wondering.
I mean, I think he's. It seems like you kind of just want the Sphinx to block because it's.
Yeah, because the Sphinx on the Feldon would have been 6 cards.
I mean, I guess you can try. You could try to like whittle down the Sphinx with the GT, but
no, because you have to use the GT to just stay alive here. I guess you have no, you can't block.
But the problem is you're not going to get to put more counters on it because whatever you can't, you don't have an attack anymore.
You need to just gain life. Yeah, we needed. This is it. It's over. There's nothing we can do here. No, I guess if the very next card is Path to Exile, we're alive, right? Because we can equip Jitte, go to.
Can't get to count. We can't get more counters in the Jitte because the Sphinx is going to block whatever it has.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's why we
Otherwise,
did that
we could get
attack
more
last one.
counters on it. We would just put -1 minus, or sorry, it doesn't even put -1 counters on it. It just gives them -1 -1.
Yeah.
Sorry, that would be broken. Obviously, the card's
The
already
path
broken.
was too deep. 2 cards deep. All right. Do we have a champion? Or maybe we have another game to watch here.
What are the records? So LSV was 1-2. Here, I'm gonna go do some investigative reporting. I'll be back in a moment.
I think it's 4-2. Before that match. So maybe it's 4-3 now. Anyway, this is a pretty lopsided game from my point of view. Elder Gargaroth on, was this a turn 2 Elder Gargaroth? Is that what happened here? And then turn 3 attack with it? Oh, sorry. Let me move this around so you can see what's going on. Don't know how that got swapped. My bad. Yeah, there's not much to say here. Maybe we get a removal spell for the Gargaroth and the players can play draw go and we can see how lucky Salvatto is with Mana Crypt.
Okay, my sources on the ground have told me that Stefan is currently 2-0, Nathan is 0-2, and Karl is 1-2. So
4-3.
yeah, so they need to win. These last 2 matches have to go in favor of the Handshake squad in order for them to pull it out.
Anybody wins from the LSV team and it's over. 2 wins from Handshake. And they get to come back. Nathan 0-2. Wow, he doesn't team draft with us for a couple weeks and this is what happens.
Yeah, Nathan's been on the coaching grind.
Nathan probably would have been my number one pick.
Anyone looking for Magic the Gathering coaching should hit up Nathan.
No, they should hit up me. Obviously, I'm a better coach than the world champion. I taught Nate everything he knows.
Oh, this is not looking great for. I think I heard that Stefan is up a game in this match.
So this is game 2. Do we see a time spiral here? Just to kind of gamble on having a good open or a good new hand, or do we just play the?
I don't know. I would just attack with the Hall. Our opponent's at 7. What are they gonna do? They can't kill it.
Sure.
They don't have blue mana.
But that's not as fun as playing time spiral, you know.
I don't know. I have fond memories of playing Epiphany Mirrors where you just had all lands and you just decided the best you could do was attack with Hall 3 times in a row and win a surprising number of those games.
Yeah, it does seem like the Hall attack just makes sense. Like, you have to have Infernal Grasp or something like that to win. Snuff Out. No, Snuff Out doesn't do it. There's no swamp. Nope. No attacks with the Hall. Oh no, that's heads up. Here we go. No instance from our opponent. Wow, I like this line.
Whoa, I did not see this line. Wow, that's sick.
Yeah, really, really heads up. Just have
Okay,
ultimate
that was.
protection. No worries.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I mean, all right. So when I first started playing Cube, Salvatto's one of those names that I would see in the queues like years and years ago, and he's also one of those names where it's like, oh, this guy always beats me. He's always in the finals. Now you see why. Oh, I run a team draft Discord. Shoot me a message on Twitter, and I'll give you an invite. In fact, when I was to talk back about learning Cube and respecting Salvatto's prowess, I would intentionally sign up for Cube drafts that he was in with the hopes of meeting him in the finals and seeing what he had drafted so I could like build a framework for what archetypes were successful. And that's actually how I started to get good is I
That's how
noticed
you
these
learn to force
players.
green.
I did like to force green a lot. It's like, oh yeah, well, he always just plays Llama Elf into Crater Hoof, Plow Under back then.
Nothing has changed. He's still. I've seen him put plow under in his deck plenty of times.
Yeah, Llama Elf, opposition Plow Under, perfect curve.
I learned to draft cube from watching Nathan beat me with the mopiest red cards on earth. You lose enough games to, I don't know, all of them that you start to respect them. Voltaic Visionary getting cut from the cube was a travesty.
Oh, I could add that back
The
if
card
you
was so.
wanted.
It was actually, I think, like maybe the best. Like, it was like quietly, I think one of the best red two drops.
I need more red 2 drops anyway, because there's not enough. So I'm going to make a note of that and add it to the cube later.
Magda is also very good. I think Abbott of Carol Keep is like that one made it somehow, and that card sucks. I think maybe eventually they cut it. It's fine. Nathan loves the
Yeah,
card.
Abbott is gone now. I think it's fine. It used to be a lot worse than it is now, but now there's actually like a lot of good cheap cards to cast off of it, so you're not just like scraping by and hoping to hit a Grim Lavamancer or some crap.
Yeah, I think Abbott is just worse. I think Voltaic Visionary is just like the good version of Abbott. But Abbott, I don't know. Nathan loves Abbott. So I don't want to say anything too disrespectful about it. Although I think Mere Battlesphere is the ultimate Nathan Cube card.
The old Battle Ball.
He absolutely loves that card.
Oh, I went through a phase of drafting nothing but Storm for a while as well. Sometimes that's all you want to do. Back when Thousand Year Storm was first added, the meta was like ripe for it, and I would just draft Thousand Year Storm decks every single draft. I keep thinking this time spiral is a memory deluge. Those arts are very similar.
Oh, yeah, I'll say not a big fan of the weird new artworks, but what is Fertile Ground is a card that is not in every vintage cube. What are the cards that it kind of competes with?
Oh, I just
It's a
like
cool.
Fertile Ground. I feel like, especially with recent iterations, like the getting ahead on mana with green, that advantage is not as pronounced as it used to be. And green's major advantage now is like color fixing over ramp, and so doing both at the same time is just like really powerful. You can't interact with it, is really
That
good with
makes sense.
Arbor Elf. I just wanted green to be able to be like a support color more than just like, okay, if you're green, you're drafting all the elves and you're just playing big green things.
My biggest issue with green is that it just doesn't have enough like generic strong cards. Like I think like I don't know why Tarmogoyf isn't, and I mean maybe Tarmogoyf sucks. I haven't played with Tarmogoyf in a cube maybe ever, but it's
In my
like
experience,
all the
Tarmogoyf is
other
a
cards.
like last pick card. It doesn't get played very
Really?
much. Yeah.
I don't know. It's like not that hard to get Delirium.
I think that the best green decks are just kind of the proactive ones that are just jamming out, like Minkskin Boo and Oko and stuff like that, and they're not necessarily trying to go big anymore.
I just want like an efficient. I just like want like a creature. Like what's the Abbot of Carol keep in green? There isn't one. Like
Scavenging Ooze, I guess, or
Scavenging sucks though. The
well,
Hex
it's
Drinker
like
is the only,
Coiling Oracle. Yeah,
Hex
we should add
Drinker is the
Coiling
only
Oracle.
green
That
card.
card's great.
No, but that doesn't attack. Like you want just like you're playing some like generic card and you just want some like
What about Jade Light Ranger? Do you like that? Ranger class, that's a good
I
one.
don't know.
Yeah, Ranger class is
Like
nice.
I feel like my deck is just always all cheap interaction. But maybe those are just like yeah, Ranger class would be cool.
Yeah,
Question.
Ranger class is really good. Keep these suggestions coming.
I
I'm
just
making
mostly I
some
think my
notes.
issue with green is that at least
Oh
in the
no, I
current
accidentally killed the stream. Sorry.
the vintage cube,
It'll be back here in a minute.
green is very like all in on the sort of elves and these kind of like ramp things, and there's not these kind of like it makes it very hard to play these green decks that are not very ramp oriented.
Sorry about that. I was trying to pull up a page and accidentally closed the stream. I'm hearing that Nate is really far ahead, so the gap has been closed. It's going to be 4-4, and this is going to be the. Oh wait, no, this is the game we're watching. Okay, never mind me.
Wait, what's going on?
I accidentally tuned into the wrong game. Here we go. As you could see from that board state that we were just on, Nate is very far ahead, so yeah, it's going to be the winner of this is going to determine the winner of the whole draft. Peak Magic content, switching off the stream by accident. Outland Liberator, Deeproot Wayfinder. Yeah. I love it.
Outland Liberator would be cool. Yeah, I think like stuff like that would be
Okay. Ranger class, I really like that card. I don't know how I didn't think of that before.
good Luris card.
It's just so good. Everything about it.
Yeah, I think it's like I very regularly play Hex Drinker as the only green card, and I think it's the best green card by like quite a bit outside of some of the multicolor ones.
Yeah.
And there's like nothing. Obviously, there's not another card that's as good as Hex Drinker, but there's nothing that's even in the same sort of category of cards. Like,
Well, I think actually the Green Adventurer is the new best green card.
That could be
Take the
true.
Initiative.
Yeah, I haven't played with that one yet. This game is kind of exciting though. I think we're maybe going to see a time spiral resolved.
It could happen. I mean, 6 cards in the opponent's hand, there's not really much downside to casting it.
Yeah, I mean, Salvatto is definitely going to be casting it. Do you have the current cube list somewhere? I can post it.
The list for what we're drafting?
Yeah.
Yes.
The fans want to know.
It's on my Twitter. Although it might be slightly out of date. Here, I'll just get the link and post it in chat here for everybody.
We're going to see the Zax play again? Still pretty good though.
I have posted the Cube Cobra link in chat. And yeah, this is like a living, breathing, growing cube. If anybody has like suggestions and I think they're good, they'll be implemented. So I'm pretty open to just trying to improve this. I want this to just be like the best vintage cube possible. So taking input from everywhere is how I'm going about that.
So you think on the wall of roots is definitely a. I mean, I assume it's probably not even about the time spiral specifically. He just knows Salvatto has a bunch of expensive cards and he wants to keep him off mana. But
I think it's also just like you want to put something into play if you don't have anything else, and the
yeah,
Fury is threatening on board.
I think kind of the like naive play that you would make is to just kill the Steuer of Temptation. Like, I mean,
maybe he had another answer for the Steuer that was more effective.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm just saying you can probably. Well, it doesn't really matter because we resolve the time
Oh,
spiral.
into Time Walk, the
you can
Wombo combo. How do you beat that? Have a counterspell? That's like the only way.
Pretty gross.
And then opposition after playing some creatures is just total brutality here. So we go Wall of Roots, Green Sun Zenith. What do we grab? Just a 1-drop and then play Consider maybe? I don't see any good 2-drops to hit. Is there a Crater Hoof? No, we didn't get Crater.
Lead with the Consider, right? I guess maybe not. We're always going to get a 1-drop. Oh, get him for 3 damage.
Yeah, everything is coming up in favor of Salvatto here. Things have taken a big swing from that time spiral into time walk. Master of time, Salvatto. That's what they all say. You might as well call him Teferi.
Yeah, it is looking like Stefan might not get...
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get to cast very many more spells this match. Are we going to see
like
Gargaroth? Yeah, for the maximum tap out, just get all those lands done. I guess at some point he'll probably get to cast the spell off Shelldock, because I don't think we can stop that before. Because there's 20. Oh no, it's 22 cards left in our deck. No, we kill first.
We get there.
We can just not search with Primeval. And then we have lethal, right? Because 6, 13. Oh no, if we attacked with the Pestermite here, we'd have lethal with the Hall of the Storm Giants next turn.
Even if we have lethal with the Hollows? Oh, because we can tap down the Fury. Yeah, of course.
So I think we should have attacked with the Pestermite there.
This is the final match. Yeah. Final game of the final match.
Yep. All the marbles riding on this.
This game was pretty over. Without something like a Peevil off the Shelldock or something kind of crazy, I don't really see how we can climb out of this one.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, maybe, yeah, this is a good start. But it's still hard to kind of conceive of what off the Shelldock here would really...
Yeah, because Gargaroth just makes a 3/3. And you don't even get to use the Shelldock. Like, Primeval Titan, just don't search with it. There's no reason
Sure, yeah, I'm saying even if he does... I mean, he has some card drawing or something, or can find a way to get the Shelldock off. It's, like, still not clear how he wins.
Yeah. Salvatto's just in such a cozy position here.
Yeah.
Might as well get the fertile ground out. Why not? Kind of curious. Like, you could just attack with the Hall. Nah, I don't like attacking with the Hall.
Yeah, I think you get the tap anyways. I don't know.
Yeah, just having the extra creature. Just play the Primeval, no search.
How many cards in our library? 21?
Yeah.
Well, so he is going to get the Shelldock, at least. Oh, and I guess not. We tap it down and
Yeah, yeah.
win that.
I was like, wait, I thought he was not. But now you say something, I'm thinking yes,
No,
but I realized.
I'm tired.
It's all good. It's hard to keep everything going and keep a train of conversation as well. Like hold the game state in your head and also talk about stuff.
Horrible. Yeah, spectating games is so hard.
It's like pretty easy to just like suggest a terrible line, as I've done several times.
Yeah, it's hard to. I mean, it's hard to come up with ways out of this, but
yeah, you just tap the Shelldock and the red sources, and you're safe. There's like nothing to worry about here.
Yeah, I mean, there might be some weird instant here. We could
set a draw phase stop. This game.
Yeah, you probably at least do a couple on the upkeep, and then.
Uh-oh. Got a cat incoming. Hold on. Cat was about to jump on my table and knock everything off. Say hi, kitty cat. I must say, Salvatto is playing perfectly. Get it?
That was a good one.
My cat doesn't appreciate being used as a prop.
A lot of tension here.
Well, what are we waiting on?
Yeah, right. Wow. Okay, well, these were some great matches.
Yeah, we had some really fun games there. Cool decks all around.
Shout out to Eli for probably maybe the sickest play. Stefan's play was pretty sick too, but the Eli line with the chariot and the phantasmal image was
for sure. Nice. Yeah, that was so sweet.
Anyways, thank you to everyone for tuning in.
Yeah,
this was fun.
That was such a blast. I appreciate you joining me for the commentary. Hope everybody had a great time, and stay tuned. I'll be running another one of these eventually. I don't know when, but yeah, that was such a fun show. Gotta do this again.
Congrats to Eli and the Luises.
Yeah, it has been shown that even though Team Handshake is the best team on the Pro Tour, they're not the best team in the Cube streets today. They've probably all been working on Modern and, doing well at this next Pro Tour instead of just practicing Cube every day, but that's what happens when your priorities are like that. Well, everybody, have a great night. Thanks for tuning in.